Hi, this is Natalie Lander, voice of Kinsey, Tara Branford, Stargirl, and many others. You are listening to a W2Mnet podcast. You can visit W2Mnet.com for other podcasts about entertainment, video games, sports, and wrestling.
TheChairShot.com. Always use your head.
Konnichiwa!
Minasan, konnichiwa!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of Talk the Keki. We are tired. We are cranky. What?
I said, you sound so excited right now.
I said, we are exhausted. We are cranky. We had a long day, but we're doing this for the people.
That's just Matthew. I'm actually in a really good...
Fuck you.
I think I would put me in a better mood, so I would have had some sex or some shit anytime soon, but that's not the case. It is what it is.
I just got home from a food festival, and it was great.
You just ate a lot. That's why.
Yeah. I was disappointed there was no takoyaki like last time.
Takoyaki?
I love it, but they didn't have it this time. But I had a shark sandwich.
Oh.
Like real shark, and it was probably my favorite thing. That was the first one I had.
I forgot what shark is. Same. I remember that from Naruto. Samehade.
Right. Anyway, I'm Matt, your host for the evening, and to join me is my co-hi, Ethan. What's up, buddy?
Konnichiwa, minasan, genki soda na.
If you have not heard, a couple of days ago, I did a special episode of Talk the Keki, was covering the Evangelion series with my friend Andrew. We talk a little bit about the series in general, but mostly we reviewed all 4 movies at once and how it tied up perfectly, like their own, like how it is tied in with the original series, and an actual conclusion, like a proper one, not a depressive one.
Was it as funny as how we are on our podcast?
A little bit, yeah. We got some laughs in, so definitely stay tuned for that. Okay. And it was like an hour and 10, so that should keep them happy.
Oh wow, only an hour and 10 minutes.
Well, we didn't do commercial breaks. We just talked right through it. Like, screw it, no commercials. It's a special. You don't need advertisers for a special.
I don't know.
Oh well, then they said it's fine. So
Spicy Mathew, everyone.
Like Andrew was cool with it, so who the fuck cares? We only need him today.
Spicy Matt in the building.
All right, we got plenty of reviews to talk about. Some news.
That's our first review without fucking 2 Year Eternity, by the way. It's our first show.
I know, so that's one less show to talk about. So that'll save us 5-10 minutes.
For real.
But we were happy with it. It ended beautifully. So we're excited for next year when season 2 comes out.
Hi.
All right. Let's just get right to the news. There was a trailer for the Heiki story, which is streaming on Funimation on September 15th. It's an original series. It's being produced by Science Saro, who also produced Keep Your Hands Off Izuku-ken and Devilman Crybaby. It'll be directed by Nako Yamada, who directed A Silent Voice and K-On!
Ooh.
Yeah. I looked at it while we were talking before we aired. I think this is gonna be the first one to watch, so I'm intrigued to see where that goes. I know you didn't see the trailer yet, so I will probably post it on the Eat the Cake group. So. Right. We got some adaptations confirmed. Under Ninja is the first one. That's the synopsis for this is: even in this day and age, ninjas walk among us, hide within plain sight, still waiting for their mission orders. However, for some, it takes much longer to receive orders than others. Mikuro Kumakakure, a NEET, he got yeeted.
Yeet.
No, it's a NEET, N-E-E-T, all caps.
A shut-in NEET.
It's a NEET and a ninja. After being a long time without work, he finally receives orders from the higher up. So it's like Invader Zim. Like, they just want to get rid of this fucker. They forgot all about it. Like, let's just give him something to make him go away.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's fine. Will this be something you will watch when it comes out?
Maybe.
I don't think there's a release date yet. It's just announced, so we'll probably get it next year.
I don't know. I'll read the description like I did with all these other fucking fall anime like we did before we started recording.
Yes. All right. Also, we got Gambare Doki-chan, which is a Jojin series that's getting an anime adaptation. It's gonna be set for September 20th on Abema. Because fuck us.
Fuck the West.
Yeah, so
Right.
we won't get it unless we subscribe to this channel, which
you know,
but,
you know what we should do? We should fucking we should invest in like a VPN, and that way we can like access some of this shit, right?
Yeah. That's an option. We'll look into it. There's so many bundles you can get for like 3 years. So
let's do a GoFundMe so we can get a VPN.
But they're like $2 for like 3 years. So apparently, so we're gonna GoFundMe for like $5.
That's $5 we have to spend.
Anyway, this is gonna be a series of shorts, so like 5 minutes per episode. No idea how many episodes they're getting, but I'm pretty sure some kind soul will upload it to YouTube or something. We will see. If they are, then careful. They're a hero. Speaking of, do we also Demon Slayer season 2? Originally, it was going to be 12 episodes, but recently we found out it is going to be, but it's going to be It's going to have 2 cores. So I guess there's going to be 2 different arcs for each core this time around.
Demon Slayer season 1? Because I didn't watch that in real time. I had to go back and watch it when I started binging anime. Was that 2 cores as well, or was that all just 24 episodes in 24 weeks, give or take?
Yeah, it was all just one continuing thing.
Oh, okay.
Looks like, but it will run from fall to winter. So we will see how they will handle that going forward. I'm excited for it. Red Light District arc is going to be great.
Yeah.
Please. That's it on news. Oh, Moriarty the Patriot has 2 OVAs announced.
Yeah.
That will be coming out. First, it'll be released in Tokyo in March 2022. And then we'll probably get that in the summertime of 2022. I'm excited for it. I'm curious as to what they're going to do.
Me too. I wonder, have they said if the overs are going to be continuations to the story, or if they're going to be like side things like unrelated or happen before the finale or whatever?
I know it's going to be its own original thing, but as for like where it's going to be timeline wise, they did not say.
They haven't said, right?
So we're not sure it's going to be like when they're kids or just their life after those events.
Yeah.
We're not sure, so we'll definitely keep an eye out for that. Let's see. All right. No. Netflix announces Lady Napoleon original series. This got announced at August 31st. Yeah,
cool story, bro.
What?
I said cool story, bro.
Yeah. I mean, sure. Let's read the synopsis of Lady Napoleon. Napoleon. The action fantasy anime follows Sophie, a descendant of Napoleon and leader of the Lady Napoleon organization, who fights for world domination with her butler named Butler. Wow. And the martial artist master Guy. Sophie travels around the world to collect the 3 sacred treasures left by Napoleon. Man, historians need to find those treasures before they do.
Seems so.
There's no release dates or anything like that, so I'm pretty sure we'll get that in 2 years.
Whatever, bro. There's so many different anime at this point. When it comes to when you read some of these animes, they're like, oh, this got adapted. This will come out. This, and it's like, there's like, oh, great, more content. But like when you think about it, bro, like the amount of content there is to fucking absorb out there is just fucking it's insane, dude. Like I have over 80 anime on my to watch list. I have animes part of that list and not part of that list that are in my queues in freaking Funimation and Crunchyroll, and on Amazon Prime, which I have yet to even start. And there's some that I want to really watch on those. Like there's literally so much content, and unless you like nothing else in life, you can't get to this shit, dude. Like literally, like for me especially,
it's crazy.
Yeah, like I like watching live sports. I love watching combat sports like UFC and boxing. I love professional wrestling, and I watch that weekly. Like, dude, there's like so much content that when you watch and factor that into play, not to mention YouTube shows, if you like YouTube shows, like you can't watch it. So when you announce these things, it's like, okay, cool. And then like, will you watch it? Yeah, maybe. But then when it boils down to it, like, where does that fall in the hierarchy of content you wish to consume? You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's the thing. That's the thing. This is mostly for the viewers too, because they might want to watch it. We don't know what they're thinking.
I don't know. I mean, I guess a lot of anime people don't like sports, so I guess that makes sense.
Right. Before we get to our reviews for the week, we're gonna do some birthday shout-outs. We haven't done those. We haven't done those in a while. We got 3 birthdays today. On September 7th in Japan, Shirashi Ryoko, who voiced Schrodinger in Hellsing Ultimate, Young Gugu in To Your Eternity, Hayate Ayasaki, or from Hayate the Combat Butler, Alexandra Trace from Trace. We'll give her a shout out for her 39th birthday. And then the next one, Takahashi Hiroki, who voices Hisoka Moro from Hunter x Hunter, Kenji Harima from
creep.
School Rumble.
I always thought Hisoka was such a fucking creep.
Joey Wheeler from Yu-Gi-Oh! Uramachi from One Direct Priority.
Really?
He voices Ryu from the Street Fighter games.
Oh, wow. Superstar.
Oh yeah, this guy's a superstar. He's 47. And one more, Yamashita Daiki, who is Nanacha from JoJo's Part 5.
Oh, wow.
Midoriya from My Hero Academia.
Crybaby.
Yep. Yushiro from Demon Slayer. Senpai from what was that? Nagatoro-san.
Oh, wow.
Ibara Shu from Horimiya.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Popping me here.
Oh yeah. Sweet guy. Which one? That people would probably recognize. Onoda Sakemichi from Yowa Mushi Pedal. And this will be his 32nd birthday. So from us at Talk the Keki, happy birthday to all 3 of you.
You know, I was thinking of as you were reading some of those roles. I'm like, oh, I don't know what that is. I literally thought of myself as Ikateru with the fucking with the rice ball, like dirt. the humor laugh.
I got to have you. But yeah, again, happy birthday to them. And all right. We're gonna get to our continuing spring continuations. The 2 we have left after this quick commercial break. Stay tuned.
Why should you visit thechairshot.com? Thechairshot.com is your home for hard-hitting reviews, news, opinion, and analysis with attitude. Why? Because you're smarter than the average fan. Thechairshot.com. Always use your head.
All right, we're back.
Tadaima.
Alrighty. Normally we would have 3 shows, but again, with Eternity gone, we got 2.
Me.
All right. So, which one should we? You know what? Let's do Academia.
Yeah, it wasn't as It wasn't as good as Avengers this week, I feel.
Yeah. So let's just get that out of the way. They're all not bangers.
Can't all be.
Nope. That's just how it is. Alrighty. Basically, captured. As we know, Twice got captured. He can't really do anything.
You're blanking on it.
I just compared to everything else that we saw that.
Yeah, I mean, all right. I'll bail you out. So yes, as we see, Twice gets captured, and as Twice is getting captured, he's having like an introspective moment in terms of his past traumas, and we basically get Twice's backstory about how he was just basically kind of like a nobody, and he made like one creep, accidentally ran over basically some important guy when he was like an average person, and it cost his whole life to get all fucked up, and he went down this like spiral path of becoming a criminal, and he meets with the guy who's currently captured by Destro, and that's what sets him up with the League of Villains and all of that. So that's why the guy, I think it's Giran is his name. That's why Giran is so important to Twice. And so basically, Twice gets over his psychological trauma of being like a nobody and being scared to be alone and things of that nature, and he goes fucking insane, and he multiplies himself by like 10,000. So there's like 10,000 Twices, and with his ability, they're very weak. All you gotta do is like punch him in the nose and fucking they dissolve, but still there's 10,000 of the motherfuckers. So basically they use that to overwhelm the forces and help Shiragaki get to the, looks like they're in like a flight tower type of thing, or like a tower control, and we see a little battle over there between him and Destro, and then we also get like the history of Destro in a way, in terms of how he came about, and like his driving force towards becoming Destro. And so at the end of the day, we also realized that the Shiragaki that's in the tower was a fake made by Twice, who was there. And the real Shiragaki, using the other Twices that were in the street, they get to the tower, and Shiragaki touches the tower, and it collapses completely. And the episode ends with basically the face off between Destro, who, by the way, we see his power, and he basically kind of has like a Choji Baikano Jitsu, like where he partial expansion, where he makes his shit like really fucking huge and just slaps and destroys shit. Like, it's pretty intense, but it's not like an oh my god power, but it's still a good power. We see that, and also before the episode ends, we also see that as the villain, the League of Villains is suffering, the evil scientist is like, well, I can't have you guys die yet, and he uses the recording of All for One to wake up Gigant Machia, and says, oh, your successor is doing your best to replace or to be me, something like that. And he's like, successor? And he wakes up from his like sleep early, an hour earlier, and he sniffs the thing. He's like, oh, and he finds them. And basically the episode ends as Gigant Machia is heading toward Daika City, or it's Daika City, something like that. He's basically heading to the city to fuck shit up, as the battle between Destro and Shiragaki is going to probably commence in the next episode. So it was a solid episode for sure. It wasn't as great as the Toga episode or the episode before that, but it was still a very solid episode for sure.
All right, now let's get to one that was actually good. Tokyo Revengers. We get. Did I lose you?
No, I was. You said I'm waiting for you to expound on it. I mean, do you want me to take the lead? I'll expound.
No. I got no. I'm good. I said we could have promised.
Okay.
We're up next. We have is Tokyo Revengers, and we get a little more backstory of Baji. And basically all of Toman, like Mikey, Draken.
Yeah, we see the day that they made the gang.
Yeah, and then they all want to go buy charms for each other, but they only had enough money for one.
Mm-hmm.
They gave it to Baji to hold because this was his idea. Like, it's not like, and when we get back to normal time, Mikey has a little like you're right, like this Toman is not mine, basically. Like, it's Baji's. Because this is something that Baji created, all on the whim of, hey, Kazutora got bullied, so let's go help him, type of thing. So I thought that stuff like that was just really sweet to have, like that type of moments.
I kind of wish we had seen this like in the immediate aftermath after Baji got stabbed. Like, Baji gets stabbed, everyone's like, oh my god, and he's dying, and then when he collapses, that should have been where the episode ends. This episode should have happened, and then going forward, like, it kind of splice it up where we see this flashback be half of the episode, and then see the rest of the fight happen, and then the following episode is basically the final goodbye between him, Kazutora, and then what happens after the fact, where Kazutora is in jail for 10 years,
right?
And Mikey and
we'll get to that.
There. Or not Mikey, what's his face was there?
Draken, yeah. We'll get to that in a bit. We're jumping ahead. But eventually, Mikey decides to like not kill Kazutora. Like, this basically leaves him. He's done beating the shit out of Mikey. And then you hear the cops coming, like, everyone has to retreat. So the neutral gang bails, Valhalla bails, and Chifuyu was gonna stay with Baji, but then Kazutora said like he would, basically. Yeah. And he said to Mikey he doesn't expect forgiveness and all that, but like, for what it's worth, basically, he's sorry this all happened. Like Kazutora's not crazy anymore. Like, he's not blaming everyone. Like, he knows it's his fault this time. Yeah. And so eventually Kazutora got arrested, and we saw this really sweet moment with Chifuyu going to the grave with the food for Baji, because he said, "I brought it for you as promised." And they split it in half, and then you get a little flashback of, hey, this is actually how they met, and we see how Baji was as a kid, like a junior schooler, and he was like he was a geek, basically. Like, he had the glasses, he had the big glasses, the swirly glasses. He had that, but he couldn't write down certain words. Like, he didn't know how to spell tiger in kanji. So Chifuyu, like Chifuyu was basically like, he was like this top delinquent type of thing. Well, probably to himself mentally, and and that he eventually, like, he was talking to Baji mostly. They somehow got along, and when Chifuyu was in trouble, Baji actually helped him. Like, hey, let's go split this way, and I got it. So it led to that. Again, I thought that was a sweet moment to like end that, and then eventually we would get to jail. Kazutora got like, "Hey, you have a call." And you see Draken. You see Draken talking to him. And I don't think Mikey was Mikey there, or was he just like in like down the hall or something?
No, Mikey wasn't there. So they were in the interview room, I guess, at the jail talking to Kazutora. Mikey wasn't there, but Mikey at the same time as they were there, he was with Shifuyu at Baji's grave, and he had mentioned basically. Yeah. So it was basically done simultaneously in a way, but he gave him the message obviously before he went to the grave. So
right. But eventually Draken tells Kazutora that this is something that Baji wanted in terms of like, no matter what, you're still Toman, even if you're in jail, no matter what you did, and that he forgave him.
Yeah, wow.
They see Kazutora actually like that takes a lot to like forget after everything.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. I would
never kill his
so.
brother, stabs his best friend, and lead into Baji dying.
Yeah, I could never. I don't think I could ever do that, honestly. Yeah. If that happened to me, no.
Yeah, but that led to Kazutora having tears in his eyes, and that was surprisingly where the episode ended.
Yeah, I mean, did somebody mention? I think is this the end of the arc, or there's got to be more after this, right? Because now we got to see not that Mikey.
Well, we got 2 episodes left, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like Mikey probably gonna talk to what was that? Kisaki.
Yeah, the end, and we see Kisaki basically be the last Toman people to leave, and he's looking down on the scene like he's judged.
He's disappointed because first it was this is how it wanted to, it didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're probably gonna see the aftermath of that. Who knows? He might have someone go in that cell to kill Kazutora. So we don't know. We got 2 episodes left, so we're very curious to see how this is gonna go.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, unrelated to what we're talking about. A couple new pieces of news that I was looking at while you were talking. Also with Demon Slayer season 2, they also announced yesterday that they're gonna be airing it as intended, which makes a big deal because of the season 2 takes place in the red light district. For those who don't know, Japanese red light district was synonymous for prostitution and other craziness, and so in the manga it is highlighted very detailed in terms of the graphicness of that. And so the big worry is with the children, how is that going to be portrayed, since Demon Slayer has a wide children's audience. But they said that they'll go through the regular review period, but it'll be aired as intended as it stands right now. So I thought that was worthy. The second thing is, we were talking about this off the air, so I'll bring it on air really quick. That one mystery anime, that's coming out in fall, The Night Beyond the Tri-Cornered Window. Yes. Apparently, it has confirmed yaoi, like what's it called, tendencies or a baseline.
Did it?
Yeah, it says a new visual was also released for the adaptation of Tomohiko Yamashita's Boys Love Supernatural mystery manga. So there's some yaoi in this, it appears. So as we talk about with mysteries with Moriarty and Sherlock with the yaoi theme, like yaoi vibes between the two, we'll get this, it looks like, with the main characters of this new series coming out in the fall.
So Rihito and Kosuke. Okay.
Yeah, so I know, because I know that that's your thing, and you were looking at it as it is just because it's an interesting thing. I'm shying away from it just because it has to do with an exorcism, and I'm a pussy ass bitch when it comes to horror shit. So
I'll be the test dummy for you to see how this goes.
Yeah, I'm not even worried about the yaoi thing, just the whole like exorcist shit. Like, nah, exorcism, good.
Well, to be fair, you know what? I will check it out and then see what happens. If I feel like it's tame enough for you to enjoy, then I will let you know.
Okay.
So we'll go like that.
Unrelated to.
I did not pay attention to that part, so
I just read it on Crunchyroll News because I'm reopening my tab since I had to restart my computer. That's why.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. Like I said, unrelated, but I thought it was significant enough to bring up here. So
I thought about watching Jahei-sama Won't Be Discouraged, or however you say it.
Yeah.
But that was a plan, but I think the fact that it started too late in the season is why I didn't. But I mean, curves. That's all I gotta say. I don't know. I don't know. I'll think about it. Probably not, though.
I feel another piece of news that I just read as we're going real quick. Again about Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer will be on Sundays. It was announced. So every Sunday we're gonna see it basically for during the fall and the winter. So that'll be what's up. You get to end your weekend with a nice helping hand of Demon Slayer.
Yes, was with that gorgeous animation again.
Yeah.
Alrighty. All right. Let's get to the ones we're watching separately. As always, you've heard.
I'm just letting Sean know we have some idle talk after 28 minutes before the break. Okay, sorry. This is what we do in real time, folks. You know, we try to help our editor with cutting points so you don't have to hear some.
So he doesn't yell at us.
Yeah, so he doesn't yell at us or you don't hear some of our mindless talk. All right, so seasonal animes we're watching. Tsukimichi was one of the more funny episodes of the season that happened last week. So basically, so the how do I describe this shit? How do I even describe Tsukimichi? Basically, he's really tired. They're celebrating like him opening the store because he finally opened up his store and he's getting business. So they have a big celebration in the demi-plane, and he sneaks away so we could do some training during the celebration. And so basically, Mio and Tomoe are, you know, the two girls are basically having their own dinner together since they're, you know, the closest to Makoto. And Makoto, they suddenly like they get shocked and they like start crying. They're like, oh my god, what's happening? What's happening? Quick, we gotta find Makoto. So they find Makoto and he's practicing his what's it called, arrow. He's shooting arrows basically, and he's trying to do it like, you know, more effectively. He's trying not to break the target because of his increased mana, and he's doing a good job, but it freaks out Tomoe and Mio because of the fact that when he deeply concentrates, he's demetabolizing his body. Basically, he's dying when he concentrates deeply. And you see the visual, like he breathes like and he disappears. And then when he opens his eyes to shoot the arrow, he comes back, shoots the arrow with precision. But because he's breaking down and he's dying in essence when he does this, he's increasing his mana. Now he has enough mana, or he has just as much mana as the goddess who fucking basically banished him from being a normal human being because he was ugly, which is pretty crazy. So Makoto, you know, he says he's sorry, whatever, you know, and you know, the thing goes on. He's really mentally exhausted, right? He's traveling in town. He's mentally exhausted. He ends up, coincidentally enough, we talked about the red light district. He ends up walking into the city's red light district where a hooker tries to come up to him and tries like, oh, let's have some fun, da 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 da. And of course, Mio and Tomoe, they always stalk him because, you know, they can't be too far from their master. And they scoop him up like quick out of nowhere, and they take him back to the hotel room. And they were like, oh, you were trying to pick up a prostitute. Like, he's like, no, I wasn't trying to. He's like, no, you were trying to pick up a prostitute. Like, what's wrong with us? We're not good enough for you? Like, no. Like, no, it's not that. It's just, and he doesn't like them like that. He thinks of them as like little sisters, but they look at him in a sexual manner. He's like, so they're both like, nope, you're going to have relations with us right now. And they strip, and they're like, nope, you're going to fuck us right now. And they basically attempt to rape him. They tie him up with the spider webs, and they like take off their clothes, and they're getting ready to fucking to get at it. And fucking Makoto's like, no, and he uses some ice powers and then escapes into the demi-plane to get away from them. So it was pretty funny that occurred. And basically the next day, Mio apologizes, and they end up talking about the forest. Oh, and I should mention, the episode starts out with the adventurers who we saw in the previous episode that were so great. They end up getting captured by the two elves that are basically guarding the forest, and they're guarding the forest specifically for the ambrosia flowers. So Makoto asks Mio, like, hey, let's go pick up the ambrosia flowers in the forest. She's like, okay, cool. So they go into the flowers, and they notice that there's some adventurers following them, and they ditch them really quick. They end up finding the ambrosia flowers, and they meet the two elves, like, you know, elves that are what's it called, that are guarding the ambrosia flowers, and they end up getting into a kerfuffle with them. And we find that one of the adventurers end up catching up to Makoto and them, and then the elves realize, oh, like, you guys are trying to steal the flowers, because the adventurers wanted to steal the flowers, and they're like, no, you got it all mixed up, da 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 da. And we see one of the adventurers was the hooker that fucking tried to pick up Makoto, which was funny. So basically the episode ends with them in like a little battle, and Makoto showing off how OP he is by blocking all of the elves' attacks, which normally work on everybody else, and they're like, holy shit, what the fuck is this guy? So that was one of the better episodes of the season. Scarlet Nexus is continuing to get good. We see more happen with Yuito and his condition. Basically, they end up going over to the to the place where they're housing Nagi, and they're trying to basically rescue Nagi. Yuito's condition though worsens in the middle of the battle between them and Nagi ends up taking Yuito and the gang and Yuito's platoon hostage. And so as he does that, basically we find out more about Yuito's life, and we get some shocking revelations, including the fact that Yuito himself is a dud, which means he had no psionic powers, and he was basically tested on, and he gained his crazy abilities through these tests. However, now because of his abilities, he's starting to basically revert back to being less psionic, and pretty soon is going to end up being a dud again, unless he continues to take this medicine that he doesn't want to take, which is the same one that's infused with the brains and blood of humans, so we can keep his powers and retain them and be OP. So he basically gets caught in that crossfire. And then we also see an interesting, conversation heart to heart with Kasane and her platoon, and both at the end of the day, basically, Yuito's platoon is going against the government again. And so basically Yuito's brother, who's now the head of the government after their father was assassinated, he picks up on it, and he basically says that he wants Yuito. They're trying to arrest him for treason. And so Karen shows up and is like, listen, you got nowhere to go. If you don't want to join me, go over to the religious cult city. They'll take you in. Make sure you bring them this. And he gives them the vial of the medicine. And meanwhile, after the heart to heart with Kasane and their group, one of the people from Kasane's team was like, hey, why don't we go to that city and, start a new life, get away from Karen, da-da-da-da. So basically the two platoons are going to converge for their own reasons, and it'll probably be their platoon versus Himeka versus Karen. So it'll be interesting from that standpoint. Million Lives Season 2 was pretty good. Basically, they are able to escape quite easily at the beginning of the episode. They're able to escape the evil chief of the village. They outsmart him and they have him there. At the same time, they're bringing him back over to the place where they can release Glenn and Yotsuya. There's a whole mob there that are fearful of the monsters because they're hearing the noises. They're getting louder and louder. And then basically another kerfuffle happens with everybody. They end up saving the little girl. What's it called? After a while, basically after the kerfuffle, the monsters end up showing up and they start destroying the town. And so Yotsuya and Glenn are able to break out of their cells because even though like the walls are concrete and the bars are iron, the fucking roof was made out of wood. So they just basically broke out of their jail cell. And so the town gets destroyed by the monsters and a lot of the townspeople die. But some of the people that are saved are the little girl and the little boy. And the chief and his granddaughter. And so because they saved them, the mission hasn't been failed yet. So basically they're part of this whole mission as a whole. So they're able to escape after a while through a well that's in the back of the chief's mansion. And they end up getting out of the city, or out of the village rather, and they're back in the outside world. And Yotsuya and Glenn managed to scout out a former settlement that's abandoned. And meanwhile, and they both there and where the other heroes and the rescuers, basically the orphans from the village, there's a bunch of monsters waiting to attack them to end the episode. So that was pretty decent. And then Slime is fucking two more. Slime, yeah, getting better and better and better again. So this week is the beginning of Walpurgis, and basically we see again more fucking OPness from people. It's pretty fucking dope. I mean, the episode itself is great, but the end of the episode is really what matters. Throughout, we see all the demon lords gather, and they're all OP as fuck. And then we see Clayman enter, and Clayman is abusing Millium, and this pisses off Rimmer. Rimmer, who's been calm this whole time, he's calm even though he's calculated. He sees fucking Clayman hit fucking Millium in the face, and is like, "Go, bitch!" Like, basically, and his shit spikes. He's like, "Oh, I can't wait to kill you. Don't expect your death to be a painless death." He's saying this in his head as his magicules are fucking spiking, and he's got this evil fucking aura. He's got Demon Lord aura now, and it's pretty fucking wicked. So as this second core winds down, we're gonna get some pretty dope shit from there. And then Boruto this week was really good. We see the battle between Koji and Jigen continue. Basically, because of the fact that we find out from Amado basically that their intent was to basically get Jigen killed, so that way Ishiki can come out, and when Sashiki comes out using Jigen as the vessel, he'll only have a few days to live because Jigen's body can't handle the Osutsuki's chakra. So we find out, we see the battle happen, and then eventually that happens where Jigen dies and Ishiki is fully revived for the little bit of time he has left. At the same time that this happens, Kawaki basically tries to kill Amado and is stopped by Sasuke. And on top of that, fucking because he's there, he's like, oh, Amado's like, oh, I'm glad you're here. I can see what's gonna happen now. In 3, 2, 1, and then Kawaki's karma acts up, and he goes, he's like in searing pain, crazy pain, and then the karma disappears. So what happens is once the vessel is completely is basically revived, any other potential vessels are wiped away. So it was a twofold attack: one, to get Ishiki vulnerable, and 2, to get rid of the karma on Kawaki. And so Amado tells them, like, listen, A, he's going to come for him. So you should evacuate the village, and then you should hide Kawaki. And Naruto and Sasuke should hide with Kawaki in case Ishiki finds them, because you two are the only people that have any shot of defeating Ishiki. And so that's what they basically plan on doing. Amado gets his amnesty papers, and Shikamaru's like, hey, release the bomb off my son's neck. He's like, oh, it was a fake the whole time. So he played them out, which was pretty ironic. Fucking Shikamaru was pissed off, super pissed. But the biggest news of that, despite all that we found out, the biggest news is during the battle with Ishiki and Kashin Koji. Ishiki breaks Koji's mask, and he reveals Koji's true identity. It is the clone of Jiraiya. I mean, I knew that for a while because of the manga spoilers. But yes,
that explains everything.
It explains everything. Kashin Koji is the clone of Jiraiya, and he does all of Jiraiya's moves, including spiky hair. And then toward the end, fucking Jiraiya goes into perfected Sage mode. Like, it's super fucking good. Like, it's a pretty goddamn good battle. And one of the things is Naruto still hasn't picked up on it, and Amado hasn't told Naruto who Koji exactly is. So when the battle happens and they lose connection with the Toad, they're like, well, you know he was gonna die, whatever. And Naruto's extremely bothered by it, and Amado's like, why does it matter at the end of the day? He's like, I don't know, but I'm just bothered by this. That, did you tell him, like, you were gonna, like, it was a one-way ticket to the afterlife and stuff? And he's like, why does it matter? But it just really bothers Naruto because he can pick up on it, looking at him, picking up on his tactics and things. He can tell that it's familiar to him. And so to everybody else now, we know officially he's the clone of Jiraiya. And so that's the big news coming out of that episode. Other than that, that's it for me.
Alrighty. I'm going to go with, as always, Nighthead 2041, because as one of the more disappointing animes of the season. It's like, I get something good, and then it goes 2 steps back. Like, what the shit is what I'm going to say about it. So let's go to it. From the Kuroki brothers, Zuya, he's convinced that the Kirihara brothers killed his family, but Takuya, the brother, feels like SWE is hiding something, like it was like an implanted thing. So one of the brothers is now getting this thought of something doesn't, like, he knows that something doesn't feel right. It's like how can they kill how could they kill our parents if they look like they're the same age as us? Because we were kids when this happened. So they would have to be kids if they killed the parents. But Yuya refused to listen, so he tried to touch the hard drive, because he was told, like, there's a hard drive of a bunch of information, and then, like, there's nothing really deep in it. So he got so impatient that he touched the computer and all that, and he gets into this overload of information that passes out again, because Yuya cannot control his powers. Anyway, with the SWE, there are some that were on patrol, and they found that psychic girl that was with the Kirihara brothers. So they were chasing her down, but the Kirihara brothers got to her to get her out of harm's way. And you find out this girl can kind of predict the future, but only small glimpses. But she really doesn't give a lot of details to them. So all that happened, and then Takuya says, I need to talk to Naruto, and I need to talk to Naruto again, like actually talk to him instead of fighting him. So he's very adamant about that. But does he do that when he meets him? No. Goes straight to attacking him again. Like, God fucking damn it. Just have a fucking conversation. Like if you want to know, like, don't do it without attacking them. That's what pissed me off.
Yeah, you're right.
And it's like, God, you know what? Maybe it's not working. Maybe it's not fucking worth it at this point. Maybe one or two more.
It's
If
almost
not,
over,
I
dude.
fucking hope so.
It's almost over, bro.
I
It's
fuck
okay.
it. I fuck it.
Daijobu,
I,
daijobu,
I
daijobu.
can't anymore, man. I'd rather binge Dragon Maid. I'd rather binge that the whole thing to catch up.
Oh my god.
I probably should, but I would have to watch season 1 first. But so I don't have time for that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, my life as a villainess, all routes lead to doom. There was no luck in looking for Keith. The teacher at Department of Magic kind of already knows what's going on
Mm-hmm.
because there was dark magic around. So, but like I'm not gonna tell them yet. I want them to try to figure it out on their own before we jump to conclusions.
Right, right.
Because we don't want to put people in a panic. Anyway, basically, it got to with Sora, Cockblock, and Dorado and Baccarina the entire time.
Nah.
Whenever they were alone, it's like, nope. I was told to have you guys be friendly and nothing else. And you find out it was in the background. You find out it was Mary who told Sora because Mary wants Baccarina's vajayjay, but
Hey.
they all do for some reason. For some reason, this complete fucking they want this fucking idiot. That's
Hey.
because she acts as this free spirit, not a noble, no nothing. So I guess that's why they all
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't judge you like most nobles do. Which if that's the case, then I understand. But still, that is why she wasn't so fucking stupid.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Even the regular harem protagonists are like we're not that dumb, are we?
I mean,
But that, and they just look at her, just like, oh, listen, I'm glad I'm not that stupid. But anyway, they all rendezvous in the middle. Said they found out there was no luck in this slum area. But Maria freaks out because she sensed dark magic, which is from Keith's sister, because she was walking around. So that freaked her out. She said, "Hey, there's dark magic here." So the teacher starts to follow her, but unfortunately, no avail there. And then that's when she decided to sit everyone down, saying, "Okay, this is what's going on. There's dark magic here. He didn't run away. He was kidnapped, and they didn't say who the dark magic is. It was, even though we all know it's Sarah, or AKA Keith's biological sister.
Mm-hmm.
But what'd you call it? What was her name again? Sarah. Sarah goes to the basement with where Keith is chained up, and says, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do this ritual." The dark magic, basically goodbye to you, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
And, they don't say the aftermath of that. Just you see the bunch of blackness and smoke, and Keith gotta say, "No, I need to go back to Baccarina."
Mm-hmm.
So, but it ends with the what you call it, the teacher telling about the dark magic, and then Baccarina freaking out. And this seems like the main plot is starting now. It just sucks that we only have a couple episodes left. Well, it's just prior to it felt like filler.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the letdown for me, because I don't know. I feel like there shouldn't be a season 2. If this is how it was gonna go, because she completed the main story of season 1, where it was when she got isekai, she was in this visual novel video game. She's technically the villainess, as she was trying to avoid all these death flags to not get killed, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
As it was basically Maria and Dorado end up together, and basically everyone else is a good guy while she's not.
Mm-hmm.
And there'd be some where it leads to Baccarina being killed or just banished from this kingdom and all that, banished for life.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that we all got all that, and she was so dense that they all love her, but they all love me as a friend. That's of course. That's what it is. That's the real ending of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's really not, but
Yeah, right.
So I feel like the fact that there's I feel like the game is completed. There's no death flags. There's just slice of life stuff. But the fact that we're getting the story now, I just wish we had that a couple episodes before.
Yeah.
I think that's my main legit gripe. Other than that, again, I like the humor, I like the chemistry with Baccarina and all these other people that want to get in their vajayjay. The vajayjay, the isekai vajayjay. But I like all of that. It's just a lack of substance to love it, or to even put it on a favorite for the year list.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I am in terms of being conflicted with it. But again, I'm glad there's a plot now. Finally, 10 episodes later, with 2 to 3 more to go. Next up, Sunny Boy, and I love this episode. I am so glad this got so good.
Yeah, I was literally just about to say that. I was like, for all your disappointment with Nighthead and a little bit of disappointment you just felt with what's it called?
Villainous.
With Villainous. I was like, oh, Sunny Boy, which you shitted on for the first like half of the fucking season, is like now becoming one of your favorites.
Oh yeah, no, like it's just so intriguing how to hear this. Like the world building for just a short span of time. Like I like all this shit. And this is more of a backstory of the dog, Yamabiko.
Yeah.
And you find out more about him, and he was a human.
Yeah.
And you see like what happened to him before.
Yeah.
And actually in this world there was a plague. And like there's like these red gems on these people's bodies, and there was this girl he loved named Kodama, and she was also sick, but she had this like godlike powers to like try to heal people, but she cannot heal this. So this kind of got Yamabiko upset, and you find out he could turn into animals, so he turns into a dog for Kodama. But he's the only one that does not get sick, which is odd because everyone else is getting sick, and no one else is getting cured. And then eventually Kodama died. And you see Yamabiko by himself, like he passed out in this glacier or whatever, like in the water. And then when he wakes up, he sees Kodama and everyone else again, but like something was different. Like something was all like it could be like a cult or a parallel world where they were still alive. So he's very distant towards everyone. And then Kodama was like, "Oh, I can make you anything you want. I can just picture it. Like she could do literally anything."
Right.
And it's just freaking out because like you're not real type of thing. And then eventually like he does stay with them, but this plague comes back. And they all have these like red rock jewel type things on their bodies. And then you find someone sitting alone who has all this, and he's the cause of it. And then later on you find out it's their mental scars of everyone turning into tumors.
It's wild.
It's killing them.
That's wild.
And we find out why Yamabiko isn't affected, because in his own mind and world, like he's in his own shell, doing nothing. Like he's like he protected. And the fact that he's protected, he couldn't save anyone. You know, like you probably could have, but the fact that you didn't is too late. You let all these people die.
Yeah.
So now he's basically trying to fix that, like while being with Nagara, Mizuho, and Nozomi. And then you find out from that guy, his name is War. Just War. And this power he has it to kill God. That's his goal. He wants to kill God. And then it ends with Nagara thinking, what if he fails type of thing? Like, what if this guy fails with that goal? Or can that even be possible? Like, he's just questioning, like, with this ability he has, like, is it possible? Or what if he fails type of thing?
Yeah.
And it ends there. So I was like, damn it, what happens next?
Find out on the next episode of Sunny Boy.
Yeah, so stuff like this is what made me really happy it's picking up when it did. I really hope it continues with that momentum. If it does, then yeah, I think this will be in my top 10 for sure. But anyway, great episode. Can't wait for more of that. And I'm going to get to a case study of Vanitas and another banger for sure. It picks up where it left off, where that they're in Morio's lab, or Dr. Morio, where Vanitas known. Because basically how Vanitas was talking about him last week, he wanted to kill him, but he starts acting nice to him. Then Morio's like, oh, thank you, welcome back, I missed you, you wanted to... But basically, Vanitas says in his head, like, you have to be nice to him so that he just spills out anything you want to ask him. Basically, he does it to get information out of him. So, like, it's smart. And it's comical. You see the doctor being crazy type of thing. And then you see No, like, inside, like, I want to kill him. Because he's talking about, like, hey, you know how, like, you said yes to every experiment, I cut you up, I killed you multiple times, you got back to life, like, you took it, like, you wanted more. And yeah, this pissed No off. I see that he's being treated like a guinea pig.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually he's like, he was about to kill Navi. It's like, no, don't kill him, type of thing. Like, I'm not done with him yet. And then you see the doctor's big experiments called the Shadow. Basically, and this freaked out Venus because this type of thing he felt he couldn't save this one because he wants to save vampires. The fact is, like, where it looks like a big empty void. Like, he probably could not save him. And then it led to Venus wanting to kill the doctor, but it's like, hey, you remember that guy, number 71? Like, you called him a brother, type of thing. Like he was talking about he was bringing up his past, and this made Venus like froze still. Like you really shouldn't have said that, type of thing. It's like, oh, like you were so close. So like, I wonder what happened to him now. So this like left him like very vulnerable while he escaped. And Venus gets his ass kicked by the Shadow, and Noah tries to help. So is Roland and the others, the rest of the paladins. Eventually, Noah got Venus to like stand up on his feet to like motivate him. Like, oh, we can definitely do this. So they go into the mouth of this thing, and they see the shadowy figure of what the vampire is supposed to be. And Venus actually uses his powers, and he actually saves him. And then you just see them like collapse on the ground, like holding the person they saved, and you just see them smiling and laughing, like they did it. And then you see Roland like happy with joy because he was taught his whole life that vampires and humans cannot coexist. The fact that he's seeing it right in front of him, it made him really happy. Anyway, the doctor escapes with the charlatan. And you see that Roland tells Venus to like, get out of here, type of thing, before the higher up shows up. And then you see Roland get smacked by this higher up. Like, what the fuck you doing? Like, what's going on with you? And he felt like I saw it. I saw pure happiness. Like what? With a vampire and a human smiling. That type of thing. It's like it was beautiful. And then we go outside and you see like Noah sitting down, right? And he's sitting there talking. And you see Venus like sit down back to back with him, but more collapsed, like he's tired. I thought it was a cool visual because you see Venus vulnerable and weak, while Noah's sitting up straight with like a straight back, like he has his back. And that's how he does. And then Noah comes to the realization that like he's doing this for more than save the vampires. He's just doing this for like mostly for himself to feel that peace, type of thing. So I thought that whole visual, that last scene was just perfect, and I am loving this series. So I'm really glad it's picking up a lot more than it has. We're getting more background of Vanitas, just the chemistry between Noah and Vanitas in general.
You know, if I'm being completely honest, the way you've sold me Vanitas versus Kageki Shoujo, I really wish I would have picked Vanitas instead of Kageki Shoujo.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. Just, I'm thinking that now as you're like going on for like the 10th minute about the show by yourself. I'm like, I was like, I wonder if I would have gone with Vanitas, how I would have felt. I don't hate shoujo.
Probably. Yeah. I think you would have liked Vanitas more.
Maybe. Because I'm not big into vampires anymore because of all the shit that I've seen with vampires in like the last couple like.
I know. Bless was just hot guys. That's just real. There was no plot. It was just hot vampires, especially Frankenstein. That was it. He was just fucking hot. That's it. You wanted a Frankenstein.
Oh my god.
We all know what we were watching it for. They just pretended to have a kind of a plot. It was just weak and generic.
Oh my god.
It's that beautiful hair. Anyway, that concludes our separate stuff. We're going to take one more break, and we'll get to the stuff we're watching together. Be right back, folks.
I'll bring us in because I got to get some water.
Okay.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Hey folks, PC Tony here. Thanks to our new partnership with Angry Lemonade, you can save 10% on physical products and digital commissions using the promo code ChairShot. Head to angrylemonade.net to check out their amazing catalog of products and services. Use the promo code ChairShot to save 10%. That's angrylemonade.net.
Minasan tadaima!
All right. Anyway, before we continue, I forgot to mention there was an after credit in Vanitas.
Oh, okay.
There's a big reveal with the doctor. You see him with Masalush's uncle, the uncle vampire that wanted to kill Vanitas for mentioning the queen. Yeah, that guy. So, Jesus Christ. So now it's like he's kind of secretly a bad guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up real quick.
Anyway, I have one more piece of
oh fucking damn it!
Today is the fucking news episode for sure. This one you might chuckle at. In early November, redo of Healer will be on DVD and Blu-ray.
All right, what version?
The uncut, uncensored version, motherfuckers.
I can finally watch revenge porn, generic revenge porn.
Bro, you know what's crazy? So, you know how, like, all right, so whenever, let me break this down real quick before we get onto our
No, good, so, please do. we gotta make up for 2-year eternity being God.
Seriously. No, but so if you go to Analyst, so Matt uses My Analyst, I use analyst.co. But if you go on there, there's a section under the search section, for at least for me on Analyst. I don't know how it is for you, Matt, but in the search section, you'll be able to see all the animes that are trending, all the animes this season, and all the animes for next season, as well as search for any anime that's ever come out ever. And so when Redo of Healer came out, it was last season, right? Or was it?
It was winter.
Was it winter? Okay, so when it came out a couple seasons ago, right? 2-3 seasons ago, it was available to be viewed on Analyst as a regular anime. I tried to look it up because I noticed when I was refreshing my tabs and I saw that the Redo of Healer is on pre-sale for early distribution in November, and I'm like, oh shit! So I went and I checked my Analyst just to make sure that I had it as a plan to watch. And when I click on it, I couldn't access it because it's now rated as a hentai on Analyst. It's rated as an 18+ anime, which are normally basically reserved for like the most gory, horrible animes or hentai.
Right.
So they've basically now labeled it as a hentai. I had to go into my settings and turn on the 18+ feature, which I turned off because of the fact that I do watch hentai for the, surprise, surprise. I watch hentai. And I don't want to include that on my list of seen shit because then my list would expand. I'll probably be like 300 fucking titles.
Yeah, who knows what you'll find.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, if you find like a hole into the dark web and like for your own sake, you don't go in that hole. That's why I had turned that feature off. But just so I could see the Redo of Healer section, I had to turn it on. I left it on. I'm not going to really delve into it. But in any case, the DVD Blu-ray combo is coming out. The uncensored, uncut version altogether coming out in early November. It's available on sale on SentaiFilmworks.com. $41.99. No, $41.99. And it's $38.99 on Right Stuff Anime.
Huh. Okay.
So pretty affordable if you wanted to watch revenge porn. Anyway, let's get into our shared seasonals now that we're an hour and 5 minutes into this fucking program and we have 10 fucking shows to go. Let's start off with Kageki Shoujo because I think honestly it was to me, I don't know, it just Kageki, like I mentioned before to you, Kageki just hasn't been hitting. Like it's good, it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination.
We already came to the conclusion that this type of genre is not your specific. It's not
my cup of tea, but I don't hate it. You know what I mean? But it's just to me, ever since the Yamada episode with the bulimic girl, it's kind of just slowly gone hill. Like it's not going to go below a 3 for me, but it gets harder for me to put it anywhere above a 3 when I watch these episodes. But the Kageki decent episode this week, just it's just not hitting for me personally. So it's your baby. Go ahead and talk about it.
All right, it's not bad. We basically pick up where we left off with again. Basically, this whole episode is about the festival. They announced that Sarasa Watanabe is the one that's going to be part of the relay race as a fill-in, and you see the girls basically like jealous, but they're the superiors. We can't say anything. We have to accept it.
Hijiri is a cunt. I hate that bitch.
Hijiri keeps like manipulating Sarasa type of thing, and it's like, oh yeah, we should have her talk to this guy type of thing. Just like basically wants Watanabe to get off her guard.
Have you ever noticed also, I've never seen an anime where Truck-kun has ever hit a female. I think that should change with Hijiri.
Then they see Sawa Sugimoto catching on, like, dude, you're manipulative. Like, am I? And Hijiri's like, am I really a bitch? Am I really?
She's like, yes, to be a bitch, but like,
if I am, I am.
Bro, this is where Redo a Healer would come into play for Hijiri.
Stop it. Yeah. And then Watanabe talks to Ai, is like, what should I do type of thing. And there's a more like having a struggle of how to be herself, because again, she normally mimics performances, but doesn't have her own.
Right.
And then I was like, oh, well, just put yourself of what you want to be, that type of thing. And she also got the advice with one of the tropes. I believe it was a summer trope. I forgot which. The blue hair one.
Sarasa? Yeah, she was part of Summer Trope.
No, I'm talking about the one that was trying to help her.
Oh, she was part of Winter Trope.
Oh, okay. I think her name was Sei.
Satomi Sai.
Yes, Sei.
Or Sei. Yeah, Sei.
Yeah, Sei Satomi. Okay,
Satomi
yes.
Sei. Hi. By the way, another thing I was thinking of as I was watching this, like I said, there's so much fucking Yuri, fucking what is it? Vibes, yeah. So many Yuri vibes with these girls, because I mean, bro, they dress like immaculately like men, but they're women. Like,
right.
You know, like I want to know, like, are they gay? Like, are they bi?
No, I think no. When you hear Silent, they're fully committed to the roles, even outside of the plays, and they know. Again, like I said last week, the girls mimicking as the male characters is the real star.
I guess
like
they
always like that's the star power. That's the big one they want. They want to be that number one for that season or play.
I guess they all wear strap-ons.
Well, they got there's a peg in order. If you
boom.
So they gotta peg them down a notch with hey, you ain't taking my spot. I'm the head of the table.
Okay.
I'm the tribal chief, damn it.
Okay, Roman Reigns.
Acknowledge the strap-on. Acknowledge it, damn it. God. But anyway, Satomi motivates Watanabe. He's like, don't fuck her. Like, you were picked, you have to follow through, type of thing. Like, go get him. And then Watanabe goes to her friends like, I'm gonna imagine stuff I've always wanted to be. I wanted big tits. I wanted E-cups. I want to run with those E-cups around. I want to move with my boobs moving around with an explosion. And you're like, that's not what we meant.
But okay.
But okay, like, I need tits. I'm an E-cup. I need to be an E, damn it.
Boku no hoshi oppai desu.
So Watanabe just has her arms together as to make it look like she has big tits when they all know she really doesn't. And they go to the relay race, and Watanabe gets the baton, but Sai also tries to, but it got tossed over, and when she goes to grab it, she trips over Watanabe, and they both fall down. So, and then Watanabe's conflicted of should she basically get up and run on her own or help her up. But Satomi got up first, and she decided to help out Watanabe. Like, it's not about the race; it's about the family, the community type of thing. So Watanabe saw that. I was like, okay. So despite all that, I believe Autumn won the race. And then you can see the ceremony, and basically that's more or less how the episode ends. Like, the ceremony's over, they're all overwhelmed. Like, okay, that's it. The future's bright for the next 10 years. And episode ends. But I thought this was a nice episode. I did like it as another Watanabe focus. But I am curious. Hopefully, we'll see more of the other girls, like Risa. I think that's the one that did not get development. The purple hair one. Nakayama.
Nah, I don't know. I don't think
because we had Yamada already. We had Ai.
Oh, you're talking about Sarasa Senpai.
No, Risa. The purple hair ponytail.
That's not.
I think, or I'm thinking of the wrong girl, but I think it's her. Whoever's in the poster that I'm looking at. I think it's her.
Yeah, it's not clicking, but it's all right. Yeah, we got 3 episodes, so yeah, I'm curious to see where they go with this. I don't know if it'll build to a season 2 or not. Perhaps so.
Well,
I mean, you would.
Well, it depends on if they give them a play.
I would imagine, especially because they're first year girls, this would be a perfect opportunity to have.
Well, technically, they're second year now, because remember, someone break passed.
Really? No, they're not second years because
now they are.
I don't know. I guess we'll see. I think they're still.
I guess it depends on the school year, but I could have sworn they were second years now.
No, because they're still in the first year locker room, and they still have senpais that are still considered second years. Remember, there's a scene where they're like, "Oh, you're a second year, right? Hi, yes, I am." You know.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I think
I I thought a school year passed after the summer break, but I guess it's different for them there.
no.
Unless they complete all 4 seasons to consider a school year.
Perhaps, yeah. I mean, no. I mean, if I'm not mistaken, like you have spring, they graduate in spring, and then they're done by summer. Remember, like if you seen any of the anime that have graduation episodes, the graduation always happens in like March, April, and then by like May or June is when they are officially gone and graduated.
Because it's like I think they started in spring, but we're in fall now, so I guess it wouldn't be considered a full school year yet
Until the following spring.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah. I see that.
So,
and like depends on the school, perhaps, probably.
Yeah. So they'll probably be able to do a play at the end, or it's just gonna end the first year. We don't know.
This should be a multi-season thing, I guess. They should be, because their first years. How many years before they graduate? 3? Is it 3 years, right?
It's a free year. Yeah.
It's 3 years. So you get 3 seasons, one per each year.
Yeah. So and I'm curious to see if they actually make it to the big leagues after.
Yeah, I want to see Sarasa and I want to see I potentially get a boyfriend, or have you noticed she's also growing her hair out? I noticed that this episode.
Who,
ever since
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, ever since she kind of
slowly coming out of her shell.
Yeah, so she doesn't have short hair. She's getting her long hair, her hair longer again, because she's finding confidence and she has friends and likes people again and shit. So, yeah, I'm noticing that little detail as well.
Also, real quick, so why did you pick Watanabe? Like, she liked the performance, even though she didn't know she was talking to me, type of thing.
Yeah, because the woman who was the superior was Oscar from when she saw and was impacted by that, which is pretty cool.
So she was just talking to me about it, and then how she stood up for her classmates. So I was like, what, this is more like a thank you gift.
Yeah.
So I get it. At least we know that there was like no deep meaning, like, she's probably a star in the making. It's just more of they liked her attitude, and this is a thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, let's move on. Uramachi.
Bro, I hate that fucking director. That director could get got.
No.
That motherfucking director could get got. For real.
Fucking guy.
So for those of us who don't know, Uramachi, earlier, if you've been watching the season, they had a summer music video in the dead of winter.
Yeah.
So now.
Well, first they showed that. Well, first they showed. We actually see it.
Yeah.
And did you read the lyrics?
Yeah.
Fucking Christ. It's depressing every time.
It's depressing. But it was great. Also, I'm skipping ahead, but the conversation about harassment was fucking fantastic. I loved it.
Yeah, we'll get to that when we get to it.
Well, yeah.
But Takito.
Instead of a what's it called? A summer music video in the dead of winter. We now have a winter video in the dead of summer.
And they're all not happy. They're like, this is completely backwards. Makes no sense. Why couldn't you do a winter thing in winter and a summer one in summer? That type of thing. And then you see Iketeru dying from the heat, and then you see his potential kicking in. It's like, pretend you're in winter. So he's like repeating himself as his like his potential.
I'm a winter.
It's like your potential's too much, but you can't do it. He's like, you're right, I can't do it. It's okay. It's like Utano's is like, just don't.
I love Utano. Utano's one of my favorite characters.
I know. It's a shame she has a shitty boyfriend.
For real, dude. I would love to have an Utano Onii-san as a fucking girlfriend.
Anyway, the biggest development was from Kumatani, of all people in this
Kuma.
Yeah, basically he goes to Takito, I think that's his name, the director.
Yeah, director.
He's like, hey, I'm having trouble with this singing thing.
By the way, he goes to him. He's literally about to fucking lose his shit. Like, he's about to like commit fucking murder on this guy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because he knows like these guys need a break. They're hot. It's overworked. They're in this the kotatsu with the heater on. They're in these suits in the dead of. Like, you want a cold drink? Fuck out of here. You're talking about you need warm drinks for winter. Like, I want a beer. It's like, nope.
Kumatani is his shit. He yells at him like, I can't figure this out. Can you show me? And he puts the fucking bear costume on the director, and the director immediately gets heat stroke. And they're like, oh my God, he's passed out. We have to take a break. And we find out from who's his partner, who's the rabbit.
Tobikichi.
Yeah, so we find out from him that in his previous job, Kumatani was fired because he punched the fucking director, and we find out like throughout the episode, like nobody knows why he punched the director, and we find out later on, but I'll get to that in a second. We find out basically, but he punches the director, and they're like, oh well, we'll vouch for you, so hopefully you keep your job, and he's like, you know how hard it is to
And
find a
then,
job.
and then Kekito was just like, "Hey, how you doing? You need anything? We're all good." So basically, Kumatani made him his bitch.
Basically, and it was fucking superb. They're like, you know what, we're good. And they're like, we're good. We'll stop recording. We'll stop recording. And we find out at the end of the episode, they show you the fucking video, and it looks like complete shit compared to the video, compared to the winner one. But they go with it.
We're getting ahead.
We go with it. And so basically, as they're trying to talk to Kumatani about like the circumstance, Kumatani kind of has a flash. Oh, let me back up because I'm skipping ahead. So they go to do the recording of the show, and as soon as the recording starts, they're like, all right, let's do the ABC exercise. Onii-san, little girl.
Like, yes.
Little girl
How
starts.
dare you interrupt me, you little shit? What do you want?
What is harassment?
And he just froze. Like, he probably felt like, you mean sexual harassment, or
And
he didn't know what to answer.
And he came out with a great like response. Basically, like it was a really, really well written and well verbalized action about how you have harassment, and we have harassment because of stupid people, but you can't go around and like punching stupid people. Sometimes they need to be punched. And this whole time he's having this long, nice conversation with this girl, like actually like telling her the truth while being depressing and funny at the same time. But this triggers a flashback to Kumatani, and we see basically he's with two women, and he's with his boss, and they're all drinking at a bar, and they have like these fake masks on, like the facade, right? He's like, I gotta keep this facade, and they're all happy, like ha 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 ha, and Kumatani's like very straight faced because he's keeping up a fake facade, and they see a little cat in a box that's been abandoned. They're like, take me home, please. And his boss is kicking the box. And these women who don't want to like, lose their jobs or anything like that.
They're just laughing.
They're just ha 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 ha. And eventually Kumatani after a while just fucking breaks, loses his shit, punches the dude in the face, and then takes the cat home, and that's his beloved cat.
Like now we know where he got that cat from. So I thought that was really sweet. Like I would have done the same thing.
I agree totally, dude. So then basically he triggers that flashback, and so after the end of the episode, Uramachi's in the smoking room smoking a cigarette, and Kumatani joins him, and he's like, hey, can I have one? And he's like, I thought you quit. And he's like, just this one. I'll just this one.
Yeah, like his last cigarette was basically when he punched his boss, and like he felt like that was the best cigarette, and he felt that same thing smoking this one.
Yeah, he said that was the best feeling after I put my resignation letter in, is when I smoked that cigarette afterwards. He's like, and like you said, you kind of felt that feeling at the end. And then the after credit was the actual video itself, and it was really fucking.
Yeah, it's like.
So it was funny.
And then he's like, it's great. And then Kuma's like, can we record? Yes. Like, stop watching this crappy video. We gotta record.
Yeah, it was funny. It was funny. It wasn't the best Uramachi of the season, but it was, of course, really, really reliable. Still to me, the only other 5-star anime besides Remake, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, this is definitely.
Although we're gonna finish, by the way, with Duke of Death. Duke of Death to me is really close to a 5 for me.
Yeah, I think this might have been my favorite for the week.
Duke of Death.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I agree. That for sure was my favorite of the week, and like I said, it's a 4.5 at this point for me.
But we'll close off with that. Again, great episode. We're gonna get to Realist Hero real quick.
Yeah, Realist Hero. This is a good episode. There's not a lot you can really note in terms of this week's Realist Hero. Basically, the battle, like the intramural battle between the three dukes and Soma begins, and we see a lot of strategy back and forth, and we see Hal, and who's the guy?
Which one?
Or the girl? Who's the girl? What's the girl's name? The Fox girl.
The Fox girl?
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah, I forgot her name too. But we basically see her and Hal. They start to get closer because they're stuck together in a bunker. And so, like I said, throughout this whole thing, we see the wars happening. We see the woman from the Navy. She's in this town that's about to get fucking overrun by this big ass army. But they're like, oh, we're just buying time for Soma. Meanwhile, Soma is battling with the Air Force guy. And like it's all military strategy. But it's really interesting in a way, seeing this war and seeing the strategies unfold. And so the end of the episode basically is Soma, basically getting the upper edge over the Air Force guy. And so, as stated in the previous episode, if any of the sergeants or sorry, any of the commanders get captured, they must automatically basically defect and join whoever captures them. So
Right.
basically, Soma's about to capture the Air Force guy, and the episode ends with the Air Force coming over to like this focal fort that was built against the army. The king's what's his name? Gaius? What's the fucking guy's name?
Also it's Kaede for the fox.
Kaede. Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, we see Kaede and Hal. They start to get closer. They're gonna have some fox sex. Who knows? But either way, no. But regardless, at the end of the day, like it's really good military strategy. And the episode ends with the Hal and Kaede thinking like, oh no, we're gonna get fucked over because here comes the army. Meanwhile, more than likely, the Air Force, but more than likely the Air Force was captured by Soma, and they're going to be helping the fort that's being attacked by the army right now. So
Right.
it's really hard for me to describe it further because there's so many different pieces, so many different characters that aren't like they're focal right now, but in terms of the
It's just more of this was just a war episode that you get to see so much strategy. That's all I saw at the episode.
Yeah. Man, it wasn't a bad episode by any means. It was
But
enjoyable.
I feel like yeah, I feel like it needed to happen because again, they're in the middle of a war in general. You need to see what you could do outside of that. So like now we get to see that. So that it was needed in that regard. Like, hey, don't fuck with me.
Yeah, I concur. It's very good. And like I said, this, as I always say with Realist Hero, it's a great series to watch only because it's such a unique take on the isekai trope. It's not an OP guy like Tsukimichi. Tsukimichi is very much isekai, where the guy is fucking stupidly OP and dominates everything, versus Realist Hero, where the hero isn't OP at all. He's just super cunning and super smart. And it's really good. It's a really good difference in it. You know what I mean? Like, is it the best series ever? No, not by any means.
Yeah, like I said, for the concept, it's really good if you want that. But in terms of an actual, if we're ranking isekais, I wouldn't consider a great one. It's just it's standard. It's standard.
I wouldn't call it standard because it's so unique. I wouldn't. It's just not.
Well, I mean, like in the overall thing, like, I would put it in the middle. Like I would put it in the middle ranking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not special, but it's not shitty by any means.
And it's harmless.
It's a solid 3. It's a solid 3.
Yeah. But again, a good one. Again, with Soma's intelligence, we had to see that in action in the battlefield, which again heavily needed.
Yeah.
Let's get to detective.
I was just about to say detective. Thank you. You read my mind.
But yeah, I don't know. I can't consider this a great one, to be honest.
Detective?
I like the dynamic of Siesta and Kimihiko, but I feel like outside of that,
I think you're mad because of the fact that this kind of proved that freaking
I was right.
that you were wrong.
With what?
Dude, I don't think that Natsunagi is fucking hell. I don't think that.
I still believe that's her.
I don't think how, but I mean, so then why? So all right, long story short, let me break it down really fast, then we can talk about it. So basically, what's her face? The idol girl takes Natsunagi and Kimi. Yui takes Natsunagi and Kimi on a cruise as a thank you, 8-day cruise. And Kimi is like, you didn't have to do that, but whatever. And early in the episode, we see that Char is on the boat herself, and she said basically that there's a vestige of Siesta on this boat. I don't know what it is, and I don't know where it is, but it's on this boat. And then they have a conversation like, hey, like, why didn't you even fucking like take up for Siesta after she died? Like, you should be the one that's taking over. And so Natsunagi interjects and say, I have her heart, I'm gonna be the one to do it, and so they're like, oh yeah, you are the one, whatever. They have like a disagreement basically. And so Char and Kimi have like a heart-to-heart basically, and it's fine, like whatever, like you're the one that's really bound by Siesta, and I'm gonna try and find her vestige my way, and you can find it your way. And then we see more like interaction between Natsunagi and Kimi as they get closer, and Natsunagi continues to develop more feelings for Kimi. And the episode ends with Natsunagi. She says, "I'm gonna go to bed." Like, okay, whatever. They're at a bar. They have a drink, and she's like, "I'm gonna go to bed." Okay, whatever. And she goes to bed. Next day, we find out she got kidnapped. She's being held. They want the vestige. They can't find the vestige. They use Yui's eye, the left eye, the sapphire eye, to try and find her. Can't find her. And then we see Yui and Kimi have, another like heart to heart themselves.
And he's like, "All right, I actually got this figured out. Go, get everyone out." Like, all right, Chameleon, come on out.
Yeah, and he says, "Chameleon, come on out." And fucking Chameleon has Natsunagi, and Natsunagi's like, "Kill me." And Kimi's like, "Nope, I'm not gonna let it go down like it did. I'm gonna die before you." And fucking shoots presumably at Chameleon to end the episode. So based on the fact that Chameleon has Natsunagi, two things: either A, Natsunagi is in hell, or B, if Natsunagi is hell, who has Siesta's heart, like, oh my god, hold on, oh Jesus, fuck!
A burglar came in.
Oh my god, no! I saw a giant carpenter ant on my desk. Whoa! I don't think I killed it either. Oh, motherfucker! Whoa!
The hunt is on.
Oh my god! Hold on. Be right back, folks. We're gonna take an unprompted commercial break really quick while
I will entertain the people while he comes back.
I need to get some bug spray. BRB.
Alrighty. I will talk in the meantime. Ethan is definitely fucking wrong in this. I definitely do believe Nagisa is still hell in the sense of, hell has Siesta's heart. And the fact that Nagisa has this backwards story to trick Kimihiko. I don't think trick, but like I feel like there's something in there, like it's more of her own person, but at the same time definitely hiding something. So I still believe I'm right, and I know he's wrong as he yells for that.
Shine!
Omae mo shineru.
Shine! In the crack where it fell. Hopefully it gets it.
Alrighty.
I don't think you're right.
I would just tell people how I'm right while you were gone.
No, I heard you. I put my headphones on and I was like setting out.
He's fucking wrong. Fuck this guy.
Bro, that's crazy too, because my fucking desk is actually made out of wood. So I don't know how the fuck carpenter I managed to get in my house to begin with. But
it somehow slipped through the cracks.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm willing to put a bet on this.
Anyway, solid episode of Duke. Detective. Of Detective. Sorry, and on our notes, Duke is under Detective, so that's why we said that. No, another solid episode of Detective. Yeah, we got 3 more episodes. We'll see where it goes. Are you hoping for a season 2?
With how it's being developed, yes and no. I guess it depends on if they go with Nagisa revealing to Kibi about her real self. I guess it depends on that. We will see. We got with those 3 episodes left. Yeah. Okay, now let's get to the hot spring episode.
No, I want to go with Aquatope.
All right, let's do Aquatope.
I want to do Aquatope. Aquatope is one of our favorites. This season wasn't necessarily the best. Man, there's a lot of lightning outside my house. If we get cut off, you know why. Anyway, Aquatope is one of our ones that we love, but this week was kind of a shitty week for Kukuru, wasn't it?
I am on neither of their side for this one.
Yeah, it's really tough to be on either of their sides for sure. Like, I'm definitely not on the other woman's side, but Kukuru definitely was immature as fuck in this episode.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
What was her name?
I don't fucking.
Yeah, like bitch, I don't fucking know. Chiyu. Hey, Maru Chiyu.
Chiyu.
And you just see Kukuru with the knife. It's like, I'm gonna cut her. And I was like, yeah, and then Grandpa's like to Kukuru, like, hey, could you show her around today? He's like, I guess. And she's like, she's really strict with the knife, like she wants to cut you.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're training this person from a bigger aquarium that's gonna lose our aquarium. Like the fuck. And then you see Chiyu actually knowing her stuff, like especially with the rare fishes, like what food is what, who guessed that certain food.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, I'm gonna talk about Kukuru. How I'm disappointed in her as a character in this specific sense.
Go ahead.
I get you are a child, but the fact that she's
18. You know that she's 18.
I know, but like she's young compared to her.
She's not that much younger. The girl graduated from college, so she's like 22, 23.
Yeah, but that's it. Kukuru is still in school, so I gotta say she's like 16, 17.
No, she's 18.
No, the other one. The other one is the idol.
The idol.
The other one.
Fuka's 18 because they said that she's the same age. So if you read the description, they call they call Kukuru 18. And in the anime, this episode specifically, when they have that heart to heart, she mentions like, "Oh, I look at you like an older sister, even though we're the same age." They're both 18 at this point, but Fuka, because she's been through more shit in like the real world, has a more mature outlook than Kukuru. So that's what I gather from that. So they're not really kids, even though Kukuru acts like one. She's not really one.
Okay. But anyway, when you have this responsibility, you still have to be professional. Like I learned that. I even learned that in the wrestling business. No matter how much you dislike someone, you have to be professional. But the fact that showing that immaturity shows he's not really hit to handle that type of position. But for Chiyu, for how she was talking down at her, was also not proper. Because again, it's still technically a kid in a sense. Like she's still young. She sees different. Like just because, so there was no reason for her to be this passive aggressive type thing towards her. Like you basically like, hey, you fucking suck. You should not be here. Like hey, what are you even doing here? Like your grandfather doesn't care. No one cares here. Just you. Like you need to grow up, type of thing. But I'm getting ahead of myself with that. But I just want to say like they're both in the wrong. I'm on neither side.
I agree.
Again, it was just a shitty thing. But basically, Chiyu is talking to her actual company. He's like, I'm not learning anything. So why am I even here? Like, no, you're here to deserve OG. Because he's this legendary aquarium director. And then, but when Chiyu sees him, it's just like you see kids playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Like no one's paying attention.
Yeah, basically.
But they've all been there.
Yeah, as we learned, so basically the woman wants to learn literal literal advice and literal tricks of the trade of being a director of an aquarium. And so as we see with the old man throughout this time that she was shadowing him was just very friendly with everybody and talking with all these locals who are here all the time. At this point, the only customers that are here are the ones that frequent it all the time, not hardly any new people. It's just people that frequent the aquarium a lot. And so she thinks like I'm not learning anything because like, he's just an old man who's given up and, he knows his aquarium's going to die out. So he doesn't give a fuck anymore. And Kukuru
there's a deep
the deeper meaning.
Yeah. She's not seeing it. That's the thing.
She's not seeing the fact that in order for you to have all these people come back, you have to build meaningful relationships. And it's kind of for all the stuff we hear about Japanese work environments in terms of how detrimental they are to your health, how grinding and taxing and how you can be overworked and abused. It's also the opposite effect in terms of some places are super endearing. They go out of their way to make everything personable and make everything memorable. And that is basically the goal of the director and Kukuru to a lesser extent, and all the staff in general. The biggest example is after she complains to her chief, like, I'm not learning anything, I want to transfer it, the next day we see the boys again and they're playing their Yu-Gi-Oh cards and Fuka goes like, hey, you're not gonna look at any of the fish? They're like, no. And they're like, what do you mean? And they literally just go on like a Kukuru binge. They're like, this one is this one does this one does this, this one's there, this one's there, this one does this,
and then the older people are like, hey, did you know that they moved recently? Like, oh shit, that's right.
Yeah. And it was like, wow. And Fuka becomes really happy and she's like, yay, you do listen, whatever.
They do. They've been here so much. They like the atmosphere. It's basically a place to hang out.
Yeah. By the way, did you go over how Fuka and Kukuru and their heart to heart?
I did not yet. No, but basically
for this what we went over.
But yeah, Fuka told Kukuru like, hey, you were kind of immature, and Kukuru kind of realizes that, but it's like, I wish you didn't tell me that. Like she didn't want to hear from someone else.
Yeah.
Like, I know you're right, but god damn it.
Yeah.
But eventually, and then Fuka says, hey, do you want to sleep holding hands? And then Kukuru kind of like, But don't worry, it's just hand holding, not finger. Don't calm down.
I sent you that. It's funny. I sent you the picture, and I was like, "Oh, Yuri!" And then when you actually watch the episode, there's not really much Yuri context.
It's more of a friendship type thing. Like,
it's definitely more friendship, and it's like, it's just
so we're getting the mix of from the OP, the ED, and this.
I can't
I feel like
Tell
I feel like it's
I
going to be
love
a
that
very slow development. I think that's the thing.
No, I think Kai and Kukuru are gonna get together. Fuka, I don't know what the fuck is gonna go on with Fuka, but
Speaking of, that's how the episode ended. Fuka got a phone call.
from her Kohai.
Yeah, from the idol group. So
Yeah, she's like, I have something to tell you. Do you have a
so I
moment?
feel like hey, we want you back,
I bet you. Yeah. And she's gonna. That would surprise me.
and that's gonna give Kukuru a heartbreak, and then
Yeah.
eventually Fuka is gonna say, "I'm not gonna join," type of thing. I think that's where we're gonna get to. If that's the case, then I think it'll be nice.
Yeah, it'll be nice for sure. I mean, she gave up a fucking entertainment career to be a fucking aquarium attendant, but that speaks of volumes in terms of where she's at in her life and what she feels and things of nature. So I agree. It's going to be very telling as that episode potentially comes over or not.
But yeah, again, okay episode. It was just more of a disappointment in terms of characters, but all of the other side characters were the ones that shine, like the regular aquarium attendees.
Yeah. That was definitely good. And, we forgot one more thing. One of the other things that the boys mentioned is the little boy. There's two boys. One is smaller than the other boy, but one of the other ones says, "I come here often because the fish, whatever." But he also mentions, when I was younger, I saw my dead dog. And
right,
he was swimming in the fishes, and I called his name, and he barked, and he was happy to see me. So that also strikes Fuka because of the fact that random people she doesn't even know, just like Kukuro experienced with the man, they're all experiencing the phenomenon of Gama Gama, and that's something that I'm sure will happen much later as the show ends.
I'm hoping she sees it eventually.
Who the bitch?
Yeah, Chiyu. Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm hoping she eventually sees it.
That's the biggest mystery of the show, and that's one of the reasons why we keep watching it, because it's such a beautiful mystery too. Like why, where, how. Like I can't wait to see how that unfolds, because that's
also speaking of, Kukuru also tries to go to the new aquarium. It looks like she's trying to vandalize it.
No, she's gonna go speak to the fucking girl, I think.
No, because she was at the site where the aquarium's being built at night. So
no, she wasn't at the site. She was driving to the site, and she was driving downtown to downtown.
I feel like she's gonna try to do something. This is what I'm getting.
I think she's gonna go. It might be reckless, but I think she's gonna go visit at the hotel.
We will see. I guess either that or she's just gonna vandalize.
I don't think she's that immature.
I hope not. I'm really hoping not.
I don't think she's that immature.
But we will see.
Now let's get to the onsen episode of Girlfriend and Girlfriend.
All right, we got a hot spring episode.
This was the best episode of Girlfriend.
Yes,
not just with the Nagisa's ass.
I mean, yes, but we also best girl gets screen time. All 4 girls now finally. Yes, and then it's just the over the top comedy with Anoya holding the sake and Nagisa's hand the whole time.
Bro, you pimping? What do you mean?
Bitch, me pimping.
He's super pimping, bro. Like all these people are like, "Oh, is he with them both?"
Yeah. Before that, though, they go to the mall for shopping, and then Saki and Nagisa like, let's just keep it platonic, no romance, and you see them both going for the breath mint, like you two-timing bitch.
Wow, Rika is trailing them. By the way, Rika is trailing them.
Yes.
What's going on?
Actually, before that, Shino tries to talk to Nori, like, hey, before you leave, can I talk to you? The Saki's like, nope, we're going. Bye. They're like, are you two-timing? I was like, nope, fuck you.
I love
Shino. But anyway, Saki and Nagisa both grab the mint. Says like, what the fuck you doing? And then Nagisa's like, you know what? We're gonna make this about you today.
This whole weekend is about you getting your first.
You should be getting the kiss first. You've been dating him first.
Yeah.
So even though Nagisa hates it deep down.
Basically, yeah. And so basically, as Matt said, they end up holding hands a lot throughout the episode, which is shocking to a lot of the onlookers. And they get in front of the onsen, and right as they're about to enter, Rika shows up, and she's like, I was tailing you guys, and she steals Naoya away from him, and they're like bullshitting back and forth. And then Shino shows up, and she's like, hey, what are you doing? And then Nagisa's like, hey, I'm actually here with Rika. No, because she goes like, Shino or Saki, is he two-timing you? He is two-timing you, isn't he? And then fucking Naoya's like, shit, she's on us. And then Nagisa is so clutch. Nagisa is so fucking clutch. Literally grabs Rika and was like, I came here with Rika-chan, and we just happened to run into them. So we're gonna go inside. Bye now.
Well, first it's like, no, like here's the phone. Like you squeal, I fucking show this. I upload this. It's like, yeah, we're here together.
She reveals that she did blackmail her and was like, yeah, if you say shit, I'm gonna fucking reveal you're Milika. And then they leave, and then fucking Saki and Naoya leave. Oh, and before that, we forgot to mention how there's a couple in front of them, like an older adult couple, and they're like, oh, I can't wait to get in the onsen. Oh, we're gonna do it all night long. And they're like, oh, like it starts triggering like the sexual thoughts. And Naoya's like, oh, so this is what you meant by you wanted to be with me and whatever.
He was like freaking out. He was freaking out about it. And she's like, no.
Saki's like, no. Well, I didn't not think that. And I was like, oh, horny Saki comes back out.
So even Saki's like, it's probably going to happen today. This is the perfect set-in if we actually have sex.
Yeah, right.
So she's ready. She's like meant to she's expecting it to happen.
Oh, the Manko wants to chimpo so bad with her.
Oh yeah,
definitely wants chimpo. But anyway, so as they get there, like they get to the rooms and they're trying to figure out what's up. Both parties get to the rooms trying to figure out what's up. Nobody knows what the fuck happens to Shino until next episode. We'll find out. And by the way, Shino had the cutest clueless face. She's like, "What the fuck is going on?" It was so cute. But anyway, so Rika and Nagisa end up going in the onsen, and fucking Naoya's crazy ass leaves Saki and was like, "We need Nagisa in this room." So he literally runs across the roof, jumps. Onsen and was like, Nagisa, you need to come with us. Nagisa, you need to come with us. Keep in mind,
it's Nagisa, by the way.
Either way. So anyway, Nagisa is butt fucking naked, and like the fucking Naoya is getting closer and closer and closer and closer as he's trying to talk to her, and then Nagisa's like, no, this is about Saki, and she fucking runs back inside, puts her panties back on, puts her dress back on. Locks the door, runs away, but leaves Naoya alone with an also naked Milika.
And then she's like, how dare you flirt in front of me?
Yeah, and fucking Rika's like, how dare you flirt in front of me? Just for that, I'm going to seduce the hell out of you. And that's how the episode ends.
It felt like Nagisa forgot Rika was there and just left him alone.
Completely, with the one person you don't want around. But you know what I think is gonna happen? Shino's gonna come somewhere in that thing and find out stuff.
I feel like Naoya's gonna get on top of Shino somehow, like accidentally, like slip and like Shino's like, I'm here, may as well enjoy the hot spring type thing.
Basically.
Yeah. I mean, if you're there, yeah, I would do the same. Yeah, I'm here, may as well.
I wish Shino like had a boyfriend, so that way like it would kind of like de-establish like she, even though you mentioned she's not part of the throuple, like yeah, like I don't know. I wish it was more established that way. But either way, to me, this is the best episode of the show of the season.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a great episode.
I laughed a lot.
Definitely a lot of laughs. We got 2 episodes left, so there's definitely gonna be a season
2. As much as it's cringy, I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, we're like that with Rent a Girlfriend. Let's be fair.
Yeah, I'm not so much looking forward to Rent a Girlfriend because it was that cringy. It was that goddamn cringy, dude.
We will see what happens. let's see what the trailer gives us.
Indeed.
Alrighty, let's get to remake.
Our second to last episode of this week's podcast. We'll get to remake. It was a sad episode.
I'm glad we're getting all this.
Me too, but I was just so damn sad, dude. So basically, I'll run this one down. So
yeah.
So fucking fucking Kyoya.
So many Naoyas, so many Nagisas.
Yotsuya, multiple Nagisas, Yotsuya, Kyoya, fucking Naoya, Naoyo, Naoto. That's what I meant to say. Fucking bro, so many. Goddamn. Anyway, so Kyoya is lost as fuck, like trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Like he's like, I have a family, I don't know. And later on in the episode, it's funny how he gets embarrassed when he's in bed with Shino, and Shino's like fucking got her titties all out, and he's like embarrassed. Like, bro, you fucked her and you have a kid. Like,
yeah, but he doesn't recall it. That's the thing.
Bro, I would be like, I'd be trying to see the fucking shit out of Shino's Manko, see if the curtains match the drapes and whatnot. But anyway, we digress. So he's trying to find out basically what's going on with the situation. He finds out that he works for a middle tier gaming company, and he's like he's a manager of some sort of direction or some shit. And he's coworkers with Kanasegawa. So he meets up with Kanasegawa, and we find out that he's still being dependent on in this day and age.
Well, first, you forgot to mention, Shino Aki said she told him there like she doesn't draw anymore.
No, that's later.
No. That was the beginning. The other girl she doesn't.
No.
This is during breakfast.
No, she doesn't mention it during. She mentions it during dinner.
No, I'm saying she mentioned that she didn't, but she explained why at the end.
No, incorrect. There's three different segments in which she talks to when in which Kyoya and Shinoaki are alone. The first segment is the breakfast, where they're talking just being a normal family. Second part is the dinner that night, and that's when he finds out that she didn't draw. And then the next day, like, he gets shit faced, and then he has where he explains
fine,
the
fine,
three
fine.
different interactions. We'll get to them momentarily. So anyway, he goes to work, and we find out he's being dependent on to fix problems. They go to their illustrator, who's now a popular illustrator herself. She's got over 200,000 followers. And the theme of this show is losing one's creative direction. You hear this a lot. I don't know what I'm drawing anymore. I don't know what I'm doing anymore. This is the theme of today's of Remake's show that week. And so she says that to Kyoya, who's able to quickly deduce, like, it's not a matter of you not being able to produce stuff. It's like you have something definitely more going on mentally. And so
her name was Ayaka, right? Minoru Ayaki.
Yeah, Ayaki. Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Ayaki. But in any case, yeah. So she finds out from the drawer that I don't know what I'm drawing anymore, and he goes over to her sketchboard and sees something very similar to what Shino did. And we find out, like, oh, there was a woman that used to draw like this, and it inspired me so much. And Kyoya loved it and basically gave her like an impetus to keep drawing and keep going, and that was great. Then as she goes to dinner, like, he's in a good mood because of what he found out from the director and how everything went well, blah blah blah. And he mentions, oh yeah, there's a drawing competition. Shino, did you enter it? Shino says, I stopped drawing a while ago. This blows Kyoya's mind. She's like, what do you mean? She's like, and it kind of passes by, but this really upsets Kyoya. And so Kyoya the next day has a conversation with the manager, even though it wasn't his problem. Typical work problems. It's not your problem, but you're going to be blamed for the end result. So he has like a argument with the boss. But then with Kanasagawa is there, and she's like, hey, do you want to have lunch? And they try to have a conversation, but Kanasagawa has to go. But they have a nice moment between them. So when Kyoya gets back to his desk after lunch, he starts researching everybody else. He's like, okay, Shino doesn't draw anymore. What's going on with everybody else? So he looks up Nanako. Nanako only has 1,000 followers and quit singing months prior to that. And then we find out also he starts looking up Tsurayuki, and Tsurayuki, just like he said, gave up his career completely. It doesn't
there's like nothing about him.
Doesn't even show up in Google anymore, and he's bothered by this. He's so bothered, and fucking he gets shit faced that night.
Yeah, because basically he's like, I only helped out myself, and I ruined everyone else.
I ruined everyone else's for my success, and it really bugs him, really hit him down deep. Like, this was the sacrifice that I made to find my happiness. I've ruined everybody else. And he gets super hammered that night, comes home smelling like beer, and he's like, I'm so sorry, Shinoaki. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. He starts crying in her lap. And, I felt a little emotional watching that, because you see, like, his daughter was like, oh, no, Papa's like a kid, and started petting his head and stuff. I was like, oh, my God, that was adorable and sad. And so Kyoya sobers up. She puts Shinoaki puts their daughter to sleep. Maki puts their daughter to sleep, and they have a conversation in the living room. And she's like, I don't think I ever told you why I stopped drawing. And Kyoya, of course, is jack shit, because he doesn't remember anything from the 11-year time skip. We find out that the game was super successful, as was anticipated. It was super successful, and that even without Tsurayuki, they continue to make more games, and they continue to find success. But
it was more of not what she wanted to draw in the beginning.
She found herself, like, it became less and less fun. It wasn't her drawing style, and Kyoya realizes, like, oh man, I stunted her development and her love for the right reason. I did it for the right reasons, but it ended up with the wrong result, because I never meant to stifle her. But he stifled her so much with professionalism and shit like that he basically snuffed out her love for the art. And she repeats the same thing that the other drawer said. I don't know what I'm drawing for anymore. Except when Shinoaki said that, and she realized that, she quit altogether, and there was nothing or no one to stop her. And she's like, I know, like, I never told you, and I thought you would have gotten over it, but it seems to have really been bothering you, and I'm so sorry I didn't tell you sooner, and and all the case. And she never blamed him. And it's not your fault at all. And it just gets Kyoya teary-eyed again, and she grabs Kyoya by the head and puts her on her bosom, and it's okay, it's not your fault. And the episode ends with Kyoya just fucking crying in her bosom. And it's just a really sad reality of if you don't know what you're doing your love for, what are you doing it really for? And then B,
right.
like, the cost of success, you know. And again, I mentioned that last week.
There's consequences, yeah.
And I, you know, you never think about that from my perspective. When I mentioned, like, you know, I would love to go back in my past life, go back to my, you know, the first day of high school, and I would have changed my whole life, and I know my life would be better. But then, you know, how much different would anybody? Because I'm fairly certain I wouldn't have hardly any of the acquaintances that I have now. But I'm so curious to know, like, what would happen in terms of the relationships that you formed, and the you know, the bonds and the moments. How different would other people's lives have changed if they hadn't met me? Would they have done something? Would they have done better? Would they have done worse? You know, the domino effect of changing your life is so real and so powerful that, like, it really makes you question everything, you know what I mean? Not just for your sake, because it's a naturally selfish instinct to want what's best for you, and not think about putting others in the same position you are, and whether or not they'll be in the same level of success or not as they were previously, or as they deserved, or whatever the circumstance may be. So it was a very richly powerful episode, bless you, and very sad as well. So yeah.
So can we confirm Keiko is technically the antagonist with how she was with Kyoya before he got back to, like, 10 years later?
I mean, we haven't seen her since. I would venture to say, yeah, because she was the fulcrum to this change. She's been the fulcrum to a lot of,
and she's the one that's been saying yes to his stuff.
Yeah,
it's like, hey, this is what you really want.
I don't know if I want to call her an antagonist, but, you know, like, it's kind of like, you know what Keiko reminds me of, like, when you think of this is The Night Before Christmas, and you have like the guy that goes to Christmas past, Christmas future, and Christmas present.
Christmas Carol,
yeah, and like, that guy isn't an antagonist because he's not evil. He's just showing the guy, like, you know, the alternate universes. That's kind of what Keiko reminds me of in that instance. In this story, I kind of correlate the two together in terms of, like,
sense, yeah,
past, present, or past, future, and now present. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going to happen in the present. So I don't think there will be a season 2 for this. I think that they'll come to a conclusion at some point with this.
I think they definitely will. I think that we got, like, what, 2 episodes left?
3.
Oh, well,
no,
we got
4.
3
We
left.
4. We have 4, actually, because it's a 13 episode and it's only on episode 9.
That's 12 episodes.
Is it 12? I thought it was 13.
I'm looking at it now. It says 12.
Oh, okay. So we have 3 episodes left. Yeah, we have 3 episodes left. I don't think they'll do a season 2. I think they'll come to a conclusion. It kind of also, and I'm really hoping it doesn't end up. Do you watched by Something by the Gods, right? The one that was made from the director of Clanad. That was a couple seasons ago, like 3 seasons ago.
Oh, the day I became a god.
The Day I Became a God. I'm hoping.
Yes.
I'm hoping, because, you know, I was so disappointed by that show. I'm hoping Remake doesn't take on that same characteristic, because I kind of have a small vibe like that. Like, it's gonna be some, like, crazy, like, twist. Like, it already did the twist. The only difference between the two, I think, is that Remake has a considerably, like, hugely better plot line and the way that it's been followed,
and has a chance for a proper execution.
Exactly.
But if not, then
I have that same vibe that the Day of God gave me, where it hits you with emotional points and it got you invested in certain aspects, but then the end kind of fell apart, and the beginning itself, like, the beginning doesn't compare. But I'm just worried about that end. I just hope that end doesn't disappoint me if they're not going to do a second season and they're going to come with a definitive conclusion.
I agree.
Episodes.
Well, if it's somehow bad, then we're gonna agree with those older men that says KO's a fucking bitch, and
yeah,
how dare you?
I'm optimistic about it, but we never know, especially with animes. You know what I mean? So it is what it is from that standpoint.
I trust me. I want this to go well in terms of how it ends.
I do as well.
Because again, I don't have a number 1 yet. It really depends on how they end. That's what it's all going to boil down to.
Yeah.
So I need something to end in the best way possible in the terms of what they're going with the story. So, and this does have a chance. I just hope. But this is definitely a sad episode. And as Ethan said, it's about the consequences of your actions. How he basically held down Shidoaki and Tsuruyuki with the right in the draw, and it made him lose their passion. While he made money, he's a president of this big development company. He's higher up
manager, but he's part of the high
Yeah, like he's higher up in the company. He has a
and also
better rank in the Kagesawa.
and Kanasagawa has a lower rank than what she had beforehand, because Kanasagawa was the president of whatever company, and now she's just, you know, not lowly, but she's not in a higher position. Like you said, Kyoya has a higher position than Kanasagawa. So everyone is affected by Kyoya. Kyoya found his success. He's got a stable job. He's got a whole family with the woman that he loved the most, when, you know, she was inspired by. All that, bro. Like, it's pretty wild. So I don't know. We'll see. Something tells me Keiko, like, I just have that feeling now. Keiko's gonna be like that Christmas past, Christmas present, Christmas future thing.
We're gonna find out. It all depends on if we see her again.
Yeah, we will.
I'm sure we will. I just wonder what she's gonna say.
It'll be a chance encounter. Like, I think, you know, honestly, if I'm gonna foreshadow, I think somehow Kyoya is gonna meet Nanako and meet Tsurayuki in this current timeline.
In the next episode,
he'll be affected by whatever they say or whatever happens, and then he'll be depressed again. And in his moment of depression, or in his moment of being lost,
Keiko will be right there.
Keiko comes up and Sashiburi Kyoya-san, Keiko, and then, you know, they end up having that conversation about what he's learned, and you know, there'll be revelations on why he went on this journey and why she took
and what he could actually do.
Yeah, exactly. And then also, I'm very curious in terms of maybe something with his sister, because, you know, his sister hasn't been around since the first episode.
Yeah, I wonder, so maybe, like, where is she?
Yeah, Maid, and if you look at the cast of Remake on Analyst, she's included as one of the major characters there. So I'm very curious to know that perhaps maybe she has something to play with it as well. That could be another unexpected twist that we just thought of. So, I mean, there's avenues for this to go, and I'm really excited to see where it does go. And I have optimism that it's going to go well, but we have to stick around to see.
All right, now it's time for the main event. Probably one of my favorite episodes of the weekend, especially in terms of what we're watching together. Duke and his Maid.
It is the best episode of the season because it is the purest. This is by far, anybody who says about the boy and girl of the season and the fucking the couple of the season, it's by a wide margin. It's gotta be Bochan and fucking Alice, because they're so awesome. They're so fucking perfect. It's a stupendous love story. It's a painful love story because they can't touch each other, but it's, as much as it's funny with Alice being perverted, it's also pure because of how unconditionally these two have feelings for each other and how potent they are and how real they are. Man, it's fucking.
I'm not gonna lie.
Special.
I'm not gonna lie. I actually would love to see Tim Burton direct this.
Oh man, that would be
if there's like a live action adaptation.
Yeah, or like a super CGI. I mean, this is all CGI, but
I know, but I think it could be done on live action.
Yeah, man, like that would be fucking beautiful, dude.
But I mean, he peaked, but I feel like this is something he would actually sink his teeth into to make.
He could, yeah, I could
stunning.
See it. I could fucking see it totally, dude.
But before we get to the main stuff, we're going to talk about the little small tidbits that really didn't matter, which is basically the Walter and what was the sister's name?
Viola,
yeah, they're sitting at the family dinner with the mother. It got awkward, and then Viola was like, "Oh yeah, she's definitely pissed." We really didn't see much of it after that, so we didn't see the mother's reaction. And then we see Zane following Kaf, who Kaf stopped on her own because Viola told Zane to stop babysitting Kaf, to let her learn stuff on her own. And he does for a while, and then oh shit, she has no money. Like, oh wait, yeah, she has money. She knew what cash meant. And then she almost got pickpocketed, and then she like, hey, this is my money. Don't Zane trust me with it. Eventually, she slipped, almost had her head fall on the spike. Sorry, the kid did. So Cap saves the kid, but drops the groceries, even though Zane, he's there to help pick it up. Like, oh yeah, what are you doing? Like, you're not gonna break your habits. So he's like, no. So it shows how much Zane really cares about Cap.
It's cute too.
Now the main stuff.
The main story. So basically, the episode begins with Alice dreaming about her mother. She's butt-ass naked, of course, but she's dreaming about her mother. She's dreaming about a time when Alice was still sickly and her mother was still around in the main house as the main maid. And we see basically Alice's first interactions with Bochan and how she's starting to have a crush on him, and her mother finds out and teases her a little bit, but it was quite adorable. And when and her mother kisses her on the head and says, "I love you." She wakes up from the dream, and it was a nice dream. Basically, the episode continues with with Bochan not being able to sleep, so he's staring outside the balcony into the moon one night. And Alice says, "Oh, you can't sleep again?" Like, yeah. She's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go get some clothes. I'll lay in bed with you." So lays in bed.
Yeah.
And they have,
and he's like, "You're actually serious."
Yeah, you're actually serious. But they end up having a nice another heart-to-heart conversation like they normally do every week. They always have some sort of heart-to-heart, but they have a heart-to-heart. And Alice asks, like what'll happen like in the future, basically. And Bochan said, "Listen, I want to break the curse. Once we break the curse, I'll break it to my mother that I love you and I want to be with you. And if my mother doesn't accept that, then I'm going to break ties with the family." And Alice stops him immediately and says, "No, don't you ever think about doing that. Don't you dare ever consider it. No, don't do it. Don't do it." And she's like, "Okay." And they have more of a conversation, and it makes Bochan feel better because they talk about, just the intimate love they have for each other. And he's like, "I feel better now. I'm going to go to bed." "Okay, well, Yasumi Nasai." They go to bed, and Alice closes the door, but you could tell she's super troubled by what Bochan said about, leaving his life to be with Alice. And so she seeks Rob late at night. She goes to Rob's bed, not, doesn't do anything crazy, but like they end up having tea, and she tells Rob what's going on in her feelings. And Rob basically says, like, "Listen, it's best that I keep my real 2 cents out of this. However, I will say that your feelings aren't weird. Your feelings are pure, and your feelings and your relationship with Bochan comes from a place of fate. And instead of love," he said fate.
Yeah.
And we see a flashback of
actually, I was gonna take over for you this second
half.
half.
My bad. All
right. But before that, like because this conversation took place a little after, like you first see Alice, and then you see her walking home, and then you see Bochan actually going outside to walk Alice to her room. So like you shouldn't be walking me. I'm a lonely man. Like, not like, no, you're with me, type of thing. Like, I want to be a gentleman to make sure you're safe.
Well, that's the end of the episode.
Was that the end, or was I thought that was the beginning?
No, that's the end of the episode, dude.
Okay, sorry.
No, because I was saying, like, so Rob is in between Rob having the conversation with Alice. Rob has a flashback of when
then Rob talks about his time with Bochan when they were younger, and you see them both talking about, like, "Hey, he's cursed. You take care of him." Like, he didn't know how to feel because he never took care of a child on his own,
and the fact that he won't have his mother.
That said, he's just a butler, not. Yeah. But like never like this parent or a caregiver. Yeah. So he eventually talks about it, and then it got to the point where they do somehow get along. But as Bochan got older, they were butting heads because he can't handle he can't handle a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when he actually seeked out Alice to be the maid for Bochan in this place. And you see Alice relieves while the aunt was like, "Fucking bitch."
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all this goes on with Rob having his cigarette, and Bochan talks to him for a little bit, and he actually tells him, like, "Hey, you should stop smoking," type of thing. Like, yeah, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
But it has Alice invited Bochan for tea, and they actually both invite Rob to join them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, and later on we get this beautiful moment of this Bochan and Alice in the room together, playing the piano. Like, you see Bochan composing music, and he suggests to Alice that, like, "Hey, you should probably sing for when I play sometime."
Mm-hmm.
And then they do the song of the Owl and the Pussycat.
Mm-hmm.
And then as Bochan's played, you see Alice singing it beautifully, and then Alice tells Bochan to join him and like sing for like the Owl.
And he fucking sung his ass off. I cried. I definitely teared up. I shed a couple tears hearing Bochan's part. That was fucking beautiful.
And the whole song sound like their situation together.
Yeah, it is. It's their exact situation. And
yeah.
It was so powerful. And one of the things, as much as we like to laugh about the perviness, as much as we like to talk about the CGI,
but there's a real genuine love
and the love story. But the music, I was getting at the music. The musical compositions throughout this series are phenomenal. Mainly piano based. It always always contributes to the mood of the scene, whether it's dark, whether it's depressing, whether it's happy, whether it's to show love or give love. It always basically underlines that whole like objective of whatever it's trying to get across. And it's one of the other wonderful aspects of this show for sure. But yeah, this episode was so goddamn beautiful.
But I love how the mood changes from these songs each time. Like, you know how like episode 2 before their dance, like Bochan sent his like depressing song, like like how lonely, but like each song it seems like a little more happier, and then you see him sing again. Like he hasn't sang a song since like, you know, the depressing phase, and then his little perfect phase with Kef and Alice potentially showering together for that 30-second little show tune. Into like actually something genuine with Alice with the owl and the pussycat.
Yeah, man. And then the end of the episode basically is what you said, how Alice is like, all right, I'm going to go back to my home. You don't have to walk me over. And Bochan's like, no, I want to be a gentleman.
And then she's talking about like how she has, like she's like, we really cannot be together. Like it's all for the situation win. But after, like, I can't because, again, like I'm just a maid. I can't be anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I felt that too because, you know, from my perspective, I've been in a situation of forbidden love too before, and just knowing like I love you with everything I have, but this can't work out because of the circumstances, and it'll never work out no matter how hard we want it to happen. It's a very powerful moment, and it happens quite frequently, as much as you wouldn't think it does depending on scenarios, and it shouldn't depending on scenarios, but it does happen. And it just to capture that in this episode was really wonderful, and now puts question on how, like, what's going to happen now with this couple. Like, you know, there will be another season, I think, because they haven't gotten anywhere close to trying to break this curse. So
and the manga's still going. So. And
the manga's still going. So there has to, I pray there's another season that this gets picked up for a season 2, because it's beautiful. It's truly beautiful. It's by far the ship of the season, by far best boy and girl, as far as I'm concerned. And
that's still debatable, but they're definitely there.
I mean,
but with a genuine type that you want as a character, like this genuine wholesome type thing.
I'm saying best boy girl in terms of relationship stuff. Like,
this is definitely best ship for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, because best boy and girl can be basically, it can mean multiple things. So in the case of
I wouldn't say individual characters, but as a couple.
Yeah. As in terms of like relationship stuff, they're best boy and girl. In terms of
100%.
Yeah, in terms of, you know, overall characters, they're great, but you're right, it could be questionable. But they're up there. They're in the conversation of best boy and girl. They have to be in that top 5 of best boy and girl.
Especially in this season. There's definitely
they have to be for this season for sure. But yeah, dude, it was very powerful. Like I said, I shed a couple tears watching that fucking duet that they sung. It was beautiful. Seeing Rob's like reenactment, like, of his memory and stuff as the old man, you know, sitting there with his cigarette, reminiscing on the 2 children that he's basically helped raise. Seeing how he took Alice from that like abusive home that she was in with her aunt after her mother passed away, and gave her new purpose with Bochan. He basically, as much as he said, like, you know, their realities on fate, just how he helped usher that fate is very, very telling, very powerful. And it was the episode of the week as far as I'm concerned. I agree with you.
Yeah. All right. Closing thoughts for the week before we give our recommendations and sign off.
Man, this season is coming to a close very fast.
Like 2 to 3 weeks left.
2 to 3 weeks left, and then we get like maybe a week break, and then, man, as we'll go over it at some point. Well, yeah, god damn, dude.
We'll do it how we did last time, but we will see. Like we'll take a week off of talking about the fall season to make sure everything airs.
Yeah, we'll go over our reviews of everything for the summer season, and then we'll do a whole episode of previews, and then we'll go into
awards,
what we're watching this next season. Well, we can mention, at least for the fall season, that we're gonna be watching a lot of the same shit together. As far as we can tell right now, like majority of the animes I think that we'll be watching will probably be together.
We'll probably get 1 or 2 individually, but These actually might make the episode.
Yeah, we're all gonna be watching them together. And as I don't know if we've mentioned it or not, we might have, but we have some news at the end of the season in terms of how we're gonna do the show, to make things a little bit easier and make things maybe a little bit more interactive with the people that do listen. So it'll be extra work for Sean.
Pretty much what the special was as a practice.
Yeah, that is a good point. So I should go on that. But yeah, dude. We'll keep you guys abreast to that as the season draws to a close. I'm looking forward to seeing what's next. Remake, like I said, I always look forward to remake the most because the story, to me, by far is the most compelling story of the season. That's why I look forward to that the most. I'm so curious to know where this is gonna go.
Right.
Aquatope, because it's got a long period of time, like, I'm not as excited, but it doesn't mean that I'm not looking forward to it. I always look forward to Aquatope. I always look forward to Slime because Slime is fucking amazing as it's closing out. I'm also curious to see what's gonna happen with Revengers come Saturday, in terms of how they're gonna follow up on the events of Bloody Halloween and the end, now that Mikey doesn't have as cold of a heart anymore because he forgave Kazutora and didn't kill him. So yeah, dude, I mean, there's other things as well, but those are my main points.
All right, for our recommendation for the week, we're gonna do harem type animes. Well, after girlfriend, I feel like it's kind of thin.
God damn, dude. I gotta
I'll go first.
Yeah, you go first.
All right.
I gotta do my list.
I'll go with Sora no Otoshimano or Heaven's Lost Property. I'll be honest, it is cringy, especially with Tomoki, the main protagonist.
Mm-hmm.
But I love the Angeloids, Ikaros, Nymph. They're fun characters. It's just a regular high school type thing, just with like Angeloids type of thing. I think it's cute. It's definitely memorable for what it is. I'm pretty sure people have seen it. I'm pretty sure you can find it on Netflix. It's on Funimation. There's a dub sub, whatever. Again, it's just simple, cute stuff. You really can't go wrong with it.
I'm gonna go with an ecchi harem. I'm gonna go with
this one's ecchi too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Shimonetta. I'm going with fucking Shimonetta. If you want, first off, don't watch this around kids, what the fuck soever. Second off, don't watch this around your parents whatsoever. Third off, hopefully you don't have a prude ass wife or husband when you watch this show, or other significant other, whatever you want to claim, whatever pronoun you want. Hopefully they're not a prude and a stick up the ass, unless you like stick up your ass and whatever. But in any case, yeah, dude, it's super ecchi, super fucking ecchi. But the harem's interactions are great. I'd recommend that one, and I'd also recommend another ecchi one, Peter Grill. Not as great in terms of story, but fucking hilarious in terms of ecchi fucking comedy.
My friend recommended that to me.
Peter Grill? It's short. So Peter Grill is short. The episodes are only 13 minutes an episode. So it's pretty short. It's like I said, the story sucks, but it is cringily hilarious. Fucking hilarious. Each one is like, oh no, instead of like if you were to watch like a Rent a Girlfriend and be like, oh no, oh what the fuck, no, oh, it's not like that. It's cringes. So but yeah, we'll go with Shimonetta or Peter Girl.
All right, very good. Well, folks, we talked our cake, we ate our cake, and now we are full of cake. You can follow me on Twitter at DamienPhoenix12. You can follow my crazy nonsense there. There's the anime and wrestling. We also want to thank W2M Network for hosting us on Spotify, and thank Sean for being our editor for this and dealing with our bullshit.
On Apple Music, don't forget. Apple Podcasts, don't forget Apple Podcasts.
That's with the chair shots.
Well, it's with both. It's for both.
Oh, it is? Okay.
It's on both.
Okay, I thought it was just Spotify. Anyway, we also want to thank Chair Shot Radio for having us on Amazon. Of course, on both of them, we're on Apple Music. We're on iHeartRadio. If you don't have a subscription, they don't want to pay for it. iHeartRadio is free. And even your plugs.
Yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at SHOSTOPPA24. You can follow me on analyst.co at SHOSTOPPA249. You can follow me on Instagram. I have my anime Instagram, AI_anime24. I have my podcast Instagram, podcast.senpai. You can follow us as a podcast on Talk the Keki. It's at Talk the Keki, TalkTheKeki. You can follow us on there. If you go to any of my personal Instagrams, my anime one or my podcast one, there's a link tree. You can find me at all my other resources. Shout out to MMA for Marks with my boy Andy, where we talk about MMA. Shout out to the Orlando Tragics podcast and my boy B Ronan, where if you really want to hear me unfiltered and uncensored, you can listen to me there, talk some shit. And yeah, I think that's all I got. Also, shout out to our group, Talk the Cake Anime. Follow us on Facebook. Look up Talk the Cake. Let us know that you heard us on the group and add us up. Matthew and I are admins of the group, so we will be happy to accept you, and you can be part of our little family, our not so little family, I guess, with over 530 members. But in any case, please reach out to us. Please add us. Please, interact with us. We want you guys to interact with us. We want to have these conversations with you. We appreciate you guys. Appreciate you listening to our fucking shenanigans and tomfoolery, and we just as much as we appreciate doing the shenanigans and tomfoolery for you guys.
Right. All right. Until next time, arigato, anato ofaku, and sayonara.
Sayonara, minasan!